Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Thunder Pod, WWE Edition. I'm your host, Billy Sullivan. With me, as always, my mom's favorite podcast host and a snappier dresser than Ilya Dragunov, Dave Letovich.
We can't be broadcasting falsehoods on this show. He is so damn haberdashed up.
He looks
every
like he
week.
smells good.
Yeah.
He looks on screen like he smells nice.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
You have a 4K.
I'm turning kind of gay, I think, because...
Is that 4D? Yeah, where you could smell stuff through TVs?
Yeah.
How has that not been invented yet?
It really, you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
Like, we have TVs that look more real than reality does. You'd think that smell-o-vision would be something. Like
smell-o-vision.
Like
Maybe that's why I just
the Jetsons
invented.
predicted it, I think. You'd think that it would. But, I do believe that, sexuality is a spectrum. And I think Ilya Dragunov is pushing me further towards the center of that spectrum because of the way that he looks and behaves. And says, I got you. And it makes me feel like he would hold you tight and tell you, I got you. And it would make you feel very secure.
Sounds like he does got you around the heart.
He does.
Yeah.
And this week he, again, did not fail to meet my very high expectations of him performance-wise.
Yeah.
What I can't say is whether he did anything on SmackDown, because starting this week, Dave and I are trying something a little bit new. We are going to, I'm not going to ever watch SmackDown going forward. Dave is going to continue not ever watching Collision. And on our AEW and WWE broadcasts, we will be doing, the first half will be a portion called Tell Me About, where Dave tells me about what happened on SmackDown and I can react to it. And then on AEW, I'll do the same for Collision for him. So right now, Dave, can you tell me about SmackDown?
I'm going to tell you all about SmackDown. It was in Louisville, Kentucky at the KFC exclamation point center.
Is that real? The
KFC
thing?
With an exclamation point.
That sounds like it would exist in Tokyo or something. Like, it doesn't sound like an American
Louisville,
thing.
Kentucky. Where everyone's still over. Everyone has unanimously gotten over things that happened 200 years ago.
Absolutely.
In America, in Louisville, Kentucky. They make baseball bats there. So this show had an estimated 9,919 tickets distributed. The cap in this building is over twice that. It's 20,000.
Oh, wow.
But this town doesn't look like it draws terribly well. The last time anything was there was Dynamite in November of 23, and that was only 4,100. Last time WWE was there was last August.
That's actually a pretty good house for
4,100
for last year.
Well, that's when they were still
Louisville.
Yeah. WWE did about the same last year, 91.90, so down.
Like, I would expect
up a little bit.
9,000 to be like exactly what they should be pulling for WWE. Like, that's to me, that would be a good house. I would not expect there to be a 20,000 seat arena.
Dude, I wasn't watching. I was listening to people review. I know we touched on this a little on the. I don't know if I'm blanking. Did we talk about the death of WCW on the show or just
very
prior?
briefly? I talked about what Kevin Nash and who else?
Bret Hart, Eric Bishop.
Yeah. Bret Hart and Kevin Nash.
But I hear that it is some revisionist ass history. I can't wait to watch this, but I guess they're trying to make Bischoff like a martyr.
That was my tiny little critique when we talked about it, because you're like, oh, is it any good? I'm like, it's good. They give Bischoff way too much shine. That was like my first thing I said was like, they're talking to him like he's narrating almost, and he's getting to put his own spin on a bunch of stuff, and it's like, I know you're at fault for a lot of the shit that you're talking about here. Everything that's not Bischoff related is pretty spectacular. Like, it's incredible how deep they go into like how not ready Bill Goldberg was to wrestle, and like how open he is talking about it and stuff. Like, I've never heard him talk about it to this degree. Like, he botches a move in a match against Scott Hall on the night that they put the belt on him, and then he was like, I froze, and Scott's like, brother, what are you doing? And my response was, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Like, that was the night they gave him the belt. Like, that shit's all fun, but and super interesting. But the Bischoff stuff is, there's a ton of revisionist stuff when it comes to him.
Can't wait to watch it. The only reason I bring that up is because I think they mentioned in one of the reviews I was listening to that they were pulling like 25,000 seat houses just for like Nitro and stuff.
I saw a full United Center Nitro.
Yeah.
Like, in a time when they were already in a very bad decline as far as quality goes.
Yeah.
Like the Nitro I saw was like a fever dream. It didn't make any goddamn sense, but
Right.
there was like 20,000 people there.
We should do a full review of that shit, like a standalone.
Yeah.
Of just that 4-part documentary, and just see what we can get out of it.
I would love to talk about that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's amazing. Like I said, the workers, the wrestlers, how open and honest they're being about everything. When they showed that Goldberg clip, they cut to Kevin Nash, and he immediately was like, "You can't be the top fucking guy if you can't work a match clean with Scott Hall. You should not ever be the top guy."
Right.
Like, and that's how it is for it's almost like going back and watching those like shoot interviews that like were all over the internet, early 2000s, like when guys would just retire. It was when you get suggested the one NXT guy that did a shoot, the vaudevillains.
Oh, Simon Gotch.
The Simon Gotch like shoot interview was advertised on the top of everybody's YouTube era, that era. This feels a lot like that, but it's like it doesn't feel as dirty because it's like a well-produced documentary.
Yeah.
It's just the Bischoff stuff is like, I know that's not true.
Yeah.
I know that you like it's very off-putting, but it's worth it just for hearing the workers talk and like
I want
their perspective.
Like I said, I want to wait for it to finish.
Yeah.
Also, too, a tag team partner of Simon Gotch, Aiden English,
Yep.
lives in Chicago, goes to the same dog park as my buddy Steve.
No kidding.
He sees him all the time.
Shout
he
out
sees him
Steve.
shout
and
out
Aiden
Steve.
English if you're
And,
listening as a local.
Who is married into the Guerrero family.
Aiden English is married, or your buddy Steve?
Shaw Guerrero. Oh, I wish Steve was. I'd be like, I'm coming to all your
can
family
we have Steve on the show?
parties.
Oh my God.
No, Steve, bless his heart, he's not a wrestling guy, but like he's so excited to tell me every time he sees Aiden English.
It's like the belt thing I was talking about on the Turnbuckle Time Machine episode that we just did. I get so irritated when I hear about people that have stuff like, I go to a dog park with a guy that was on TV and wrestling all the time.
Yeah.
And then you find out that person's not into wrestling. And I'm like, why can't it be me that has that dog park experience?
You know why he sees him all the time is because he doesn't bring up wrestling all the time.
I wouldn't. I would never speak to the
I
man.
would be
but I would stare at him.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, hey, there's a wrestler. There's a wrestler. I might give him my big fan. But that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
It's a personal
he
rule.
invited me. There was a TNA show, and he's like, "Hey, we're all going to a wrestling show next week. You want to go?" I'm like, "Fucking TNA show." I'm like, I can't. I'm traveling, but he went. He's like, "Yeah, it's super fun. Why don't you tell me about
I would
this?"
be down for a TNA show.
Of course, I'd be down for anything.
Yeah.
Being invited by
you
former
could be
tag team champion Aiden English.
You'd be like, they're doing a backyard wrestling show at your the worst ex-girlfriend's house next week. I'd be like, yeah, I guess I'm going.
Yeah.
You have to talk to her mother too. Like, yeah, it's fine.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get
You have to have your vegetables before you use it. So the opening of SmackDown saw.
I bet a bunch of people walking into the building.
No.
Holy shit!
They reserved that just for Raw this week. It had a recap of the AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Mark Henry segment last week.
The salmon suit.
And we don't see now, but Cody apparently is just staking out the loading dock.
I did go back and watch that, and also because you shined up the replay thing that they did so much. I wanted to see that. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
From last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the salmon suit I wanted to see. I was disappointed that the powder blue suit was more powder than I was hoping for Punch Drunk Love, just because I think it'd be funny for Flat Earther ass AJ Styles to wear the Punch Drunk Love suit. But what we came to basically is just leave out that first part, and then it would be much more believable. I would have bought it that he was retiring.
I agree. It's also super. What was that?
Yeah,
we're good. It was super convenient that Cody Rhodes was standing there. If Cody was like taking a shit or something,
absolutely,
he would have had to
doesn't
retire.
work out.
Yeah.
It's like the Joker and the Dark Knight.
The whole movie.
This only works really if all there's coincidental. I don't care because the movie's dope anyway, but you can't think about it too much.
Yeah.
And AJ Styles doesn't think about anything too much, really.
No. So the show starts with the Bloodline coming to the ring, and we have we're going to, I forget the terminology, anoint, officially decree Tongaloa as a member of the Bloodline on the show. So in the ring we have the Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa. Say that 9 times fast. And Paul Heyman.
I think you need the head of the table there to do that officially. I think they made a point of that a couple years ago or a year ago.
Yep. So this, I don't know where you're hiding your crystal ball, but this is all addressed in this segment.
Is one more question and I'll let you continue.
Yeah.
Is Solo wearing the red?
Not the red.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe. I don't remember. Because
that feels like it would be a big no-no. Like wearing the actual...
Oh, the red thing.
The red thing.
No. He's not wearing the big... The plastic hot chili peppers.
The chili's like, it's your birthday. Like, thing they give you.
No, he's not. As far as I don't know. I don't think so. I think I would have noticed that. I could be dead ass wrong. I would be dead wrong. I'm going to look back next week and be like, I was fucking wrong. Anyway, Paul Heyman starts, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and as the wise man to the bloodline, it is within my scope of services that at all times I must set the record straight. Ladies and gentlemen, until Roman Reigns comes back, Solo sits at the head of the table. There you go.
Yeah.
Settled. Big "We Want Roman" chants.
It's settled because Paul doesn't want to get murdered.
Correct.
So,
he says, it is from that position that tonight Solo has once again upped the ante in the name of family honor and declared this a double proclamation. I call to your collective attention this man to my right, already anointed by Solo, a fully fledged member of the bloodline, Tama Tonga. But from this moment forward, he will no longer be known only as Tama Tonga. From this moment forward, he will be known as Tama Tonga, the right-hand man, which I liked.
Okay.
Because they're calling back actual shit.
Yeah. I also like something in addition to just T names.
Yeah.
For the Bloodline guys.
Yeah. It's a lot of...
He is a member of the actual blood, like the meaning of the word bloodline, right? Of the he'd be on the Rock's family tree, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Then you don't really need to be inducted.
Correct. Yeah, they didn't do this for. They do this for The Rock.
I don't think so. I mean, The Rock is he's a member of whatever goddamn club he wants to be a member of. So, but yeah, no, I think the point of it was just like you're in whether you like it or not, you're in the bloodline.
Yeah. Paul Heyman goes on. He says, "I also call your attention to." I also call your attention to the man on my right. He was going to say gentleman, but he said to the man instead. I thought that was just good acting. Ladies and gentlemen.
Always great.
He's perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, history in front of your very eyes right now. And then another "We Want Roman" chant. Because from this moment on, the story of the bloodline will never be complete if you don't include the fact that a fully fledged member of the bloodline stands before you right now in the form of the infamous Tonga Loa. I don't know what the fuck he means by any of that.
Yeah, and I'm like kind of familiar with the dude's background a little bit, but I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't know.
But it's good Carney Barker stuff.
Yeah. Says, so with that, Louisville, thank you and good night. So he starts to walk off and Solo grabs and he goes, whoa, hold on, wise man. Aren't you forgetting something? Shouldn't you be thanking these two for saving you from Kevin Owens last week? Shouldn't you thank them? And Paul says, thank you for saving me from Kevin Owens last week, infamous Tonga Loa. Thank you for saving me from Kevin Owens last week, Tama Tonga. Thank you for saving me from Kevin Owens last week, Tama Tonga, the right hand.
Right, as you say, did you say the right hand?
Yeah, man, the amount of repetition I had to type for this week. Paul Heyman's just like forgetting he said shit. Tama Tonga.
Yeah, Judgment Day and Bloodline stuff, man. I don't envy you on those.
I can't wait to get to Raw to spit hot venom at what I think is going to happen with the Bloodline. Tama Tonga gets on the mic and just goes.
So he's doing his Blanca still.
He certainly did not do that, but that's up until now. I didn't know he had a speaking voice.
I
bought it.
I bought it, so it tells you where my head is at as far as that character goes.
He says, "We could have let Kevin Owens kill you, but we saved you by orders of the tribal chief." And Paul Heyman says, "Well, allow me to return the favor to our family. I got here very early today to do what a wise man does, doing wise man things, and." All I've been hearing since the moment I arrived is that Kevin Owens is looking for a piece of any and every single member of the bloodline. And then...
of course. Yeah. I need to go back now because I need to see that promo because I've only ever heard him talk when he says the word fuck every 3 words or motherfucker. Because when he was in Japan, it was like how he got by. It was not a great promo, so he would just say like "fuck you, motherfucker, fucking fuck."
He's got very much. He's got the "you're a dead man, Ramsey" kind of tone to his voice. He should have did that. They should have just made his voice a child, like the Undertaker in Suburban Commando. Kevin Owens, yes,
on the list.
Yeah, is that a? Yeah, it's a reference.
I swear to God, I'm making it one day.
Kevin Owens' music comes. He comes out. and he's taping up his wrists like as he's walking out, and then he throws the tape, and then he fucking bolts to the ring, and he thinks this is gonna go well. It does for a second. You're gonna be surprised. It does not go in his favor. But then the Street Profits music hits, and they come out and they even up the score. Kevin Owens gets a chair, and he clears the ring. So that's the opening segment.
So Kevin Owens, Street Profits come out on top. What are we leading to here?
What do you think? Let's use that big old brain of yours.
I mean, I don't mean like
it's also SmackDown.
It's a multi-man, obviously. Correct. But I mean, is this a thing that's going to be a thing, or is this just like we need something for SmackDown main events? So
well, they've been doing Street Profits stuff for a while, so they're part of it now. So
that makes me happy that the Profits are going to get a little bit of
the greatest tag team, the greatest wrestler of all time is fucking getting something to do finally.
I kind of think I realized this week I kind of feel like my personal version of what you're oh my God, his name is escaping me.
Angelo Dawkins.
Angelo Dawkins, the greatest wrestler of all time.
Fuck out of the
for
house.
Dave, is Mark Briscoe, I think. Because he did another thing this week that I was like, you're better than everyone else on the roster. So I think
you broke the whole room.
Briscoe is my personal Angelo Dawkins.
That's
fair. Good.
Oh man, can you imagine those two in a room? You don't got to say shit.
My heart, just a flutter.
Oh man, I love it.
Thought.
So that was the opening segment. I'm not going to tell you where it's going from here, but backstage we go to Cody Rhodes waiting in the loading dock. He's got street clothes on, and he's doing a thing like.
Cody Rhodes, what kind of street? What is like a just single-breasted? Like, is that a street? Is that his casual? He's got the one button on button,
just a sweater tied around his. He's just wearing his Yale rowing team sweatshirt.
I didn't go cufflinks. That's my casual attire.
No, he had just pants and a t-shirt on.
I don't believe you. I'm not gonna watch it either. But like
he's not wearing a suit.
I believe that Cody Rhodes wears either a suit, silk pajamas, or wrestling gear.
Three-piece.
And I think this is the only kinds of...
He wears three-piece pajamas.
Yes, absolutely.
And he wears a sleeping mask that has a pocket square.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
No, but he's in the back. He's waiting. He's waiting for AJ to show up because he's got some things to say. He's furious. He's doing that thing where he punches his own face.
Yeah.
Which I wrote off as silly at first, but I'm like, I think boxers do that. I mean, fighters do that.
Yes, it is definitely a real fighter thing to do because you're getting ready.
Yeah.
He didn't get that pissed off for almost anything in the Bloodline story. And all AJ did was like kind of fool him a little bit. And
Cody Rhodes' demeanor during the Bloodline thing is when you haven't taken a shit in like 3 days, and he's just kind of like inconveniently like upset.
But he was like funny, and he was like throwing out funny barbs. Not standing in the back punching himself in the chin.
Right,
like
he was just a little backed up there for a couple of days. We also see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill show up. So that was one of the walk-in things, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah.
Backstage, Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. Solo says to Paul Heyman, because he's walking away, "Where are you going? You trying to leave? You better make this a 6-man tag tonight. Those fools that jumped us against the Bloodline. Do you understand me?"
Wait, to Paul Heyman he's telling this?
Yeah.
Is Paul Heyman part of the booking team now?
"If you don't get this job done, the main event will happen in our locker room. You versus Tama Tonga." And then Paul says, "I'll go to Nick Aldis right now. I like the 6-man a lot better."
Yeah. Yeah. I agree, Paul.
I didn't...
Paul's the best part
I didn't
of this
type...
Bloodline.
Best part of what?
This Bloodline.
Yes.
By a long
By a country mile. Can you imagine if Paul Heyman had laryngitis for a week? What the fuck they would do?
No.
It'd be terrible.
They would be.
Or like if he had a kidney stone, he couldn't make TV one week.
There'd be 3 Samoan jobbers.
Yeah. I didn't write down all the like in-between word stuff because he'll like babble and he'll say some funny shit.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like rewinding. There was a lot of fucking talking to get through.
If they want to laugh at it, they can go back and watch back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This I wanted to laugh at, but I pulled some good things out of it. We had a women's tag team championship match up next. It was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. It went 6 minutes and 29 seconds. I thought I was going to laugh, but fucking Candice LeRae.
She can go. She's
My
good.
God.
Yeah,
like,
she's very good.
Dude,
I have no negative feelings about Candice LeRae at all, outside of she's often next to Indy Hartwell.
Yeah. And her and Bianca worked like a majority of the match, like beginning of the match.
That's good. That's 2 studs. That's 2 studs going at it.
Really good. The champs came out first, which, I don't know, Old school me is just like, why are they?
There
was no reason to.
Champion's prerogative.
Sure.
I will always
Fine.
And if they want to do their full storm thing, maybe I all eyes on them. It is pretty stormy, by the way, as you pointed out. I'd like that to vary a little bit. Doesn't have to be exactly storm, but it's like
it's
cool
Halle
intro,
Berry
though.
storm. Yeah, she looks like. I mean, they're both presented massively. Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark were also at ringside watching.
Well, that's the upcoming three-way,
Not
right?
quite.
They haven't announced that at this point.
Later down my paper, they announced it. But yeah, that's what they're ultimately getting to. But no, the match was, like I said, it was very heavy. Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae. Bianca was fighting from underneath, trying to get the hot tag.
I just wish they would give Candice either singles or another partner.
She's not bad on the mic either.
No, she's good at everything.
Yeah.
She's not great on the mic, but she's good.
Right.
And she's very good in the ring.
She's very good in the ring.
I've seen from her, very good. I don't know why they stuck her with that ball and chain that she's got strapped on her at all times.
Well, the ball and chain, and I don't want to hear this oh, she's younger. Like, she's been on, she I believe, did she have a championship run in NXT?
I'm not certain, but I know that I've seen her on multiple pay-per-views. So, she's been around.
She is a former one-time NXT Women's Champion.
No shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
well, she ain't Lyra Valkyria.
So she should know that when Bianca Belair is going for a hot tag, you don't walk inconveniently over to stop the hot tag.
It's every fucking match she does some shit like that. It's every match that I've watched
really
of her that we've taken notes on.
Yeah.
She does some weird ass decision where what are you doing? Why? Why is her level of enthusiasm for whatever she's doing is always opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
She's never moving fast when it's like a house on fire situation.
Yeah.
She's always moving fast when it's not not called for. It's like she lives in opposite land or something.
Well, she lives in Australia.
She's terrible.
The water...
Oh, that explains
yeah.
it. Okay,
yeah.
Now she's great. I'll give her all the grace in the world.
Yeah.
I forgot she's from upside down town.
Yeah,
so.
she plays Knifey Spoony.
Yeah, she definitely wrestles Knifey Spoony.
Shout out Aaron Sullivan. But at one point, they can't stop the greatest female wrestler of all time from getting the hot tag to Jade Cargill. Jade cleans house. So the finish had Indy Hartwell grabs Bianca from behind, and Bianca runs toward the turnbuckle and ducks. So Indy, her face hits the turnbuckle, and she doesn't just fall backwards. She rolls backwards because she's got to end up in that wheelbarrow position.
Yeah.
Because she goes right into the wheelbarrow into Jade's arms. They pick her up for that elevated DDT finisher.
Okay, yeah.
That's and dope. Then the assisted German for the W, and that's the end of the match.
I'm glad Indy was the one to eat the pin.
Yeah, Candice looked great. More of her.
That's good. That's good that she got some TV shine too.
Yeah.
It's tough when you got
after the
terrible
match,
partner. Though.
Yeah, we had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and then Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark attack the champs after.
I really like Shayna and Zoe as a foil for this tag title, the tag champs right now, because they're scary.
Yeah,
and I think they can get believable offense in. And like I said, I love seeing Jade and Bianca selling because they're baby faces.
Right. Also, it's nice to see Zoe having fun again.
Yes,
because I was concerned for her.
She wanted to quit wrestling, and now she seems like she's invested. And Shayna,
about fucking time.
Loved her for forever, and love seeing her get to be Shayna again.
So after they cleared the ring of the champs, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they have one of the tag titles. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark have the other, and then they're trying to fight over.
Who's going to steal the belts?
Who's going to have them both at the same time? They can't decide, so they just start fighting. So while they're fighting, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair have recuperated, and they clean house, and they do a jaded KOD on Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Okay.
And they stand tall.
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn going to win the belts at Clash of the Castle? Because they fucking also squashed them on Raw. So are they going to... They're fucking Scottish.
Triple threat match, man.
They're Scottish. They're in a title match. I was like, they have no chance. They have no chance. And then watching Raw, which we will get to, but watching Raw, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you squashing them when they got a title match coming up? But now that's 2 times they ended up on the short end. leading into a pay-per-view in their home country for the first time.
Yeah.
In a notoriously like raucous fan base.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay, so
like, they might win the titles.
So let's zoom out here for a second. Drew's winning.
Yeah, Drew's for sure winning.
I wouldn't hate if Piper Niven won.
These
These two might
I forget
win.
that they're Scottish all the time. These two, Piper at least is very Scottish.
Yeah.
But like they're both Scottish as fuck.
Are we gonna have a Scottish sweep? That'd be fun.
Yeah. Or just means Piper's not winning.
Now's the time to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if Drew doesn't win,
he's quitting.
He's
gonna burn their friggin' house down.
He may quit like live.
Yeah.
So he's winning, and Piper should. But like, what's the Piper? What's their match?
Bailey.
Is it her? Just Piper and Bailey head to head. So I think Piper will get. Bailey's gonna go over, and then these two are gonna win. I think Bailey's gonna win. I think Bailey's gonna beat Piper.
I agree with that.
So that's your Scottish loss, and I can't figure out another reason to squash this tag team basically twice in your your shows leading up to a pay-per-view in their home country unless they're going over. If they're going over, that means they're winning the titles.
Also, too, I did make the note, wherever it's later in the show where they do make the match, that I think it was on SmackDown, because, they walk out, I believe, Nick Aldis' office, and Jade and Bianca are very happy. And I think it's Byron Saxon that's interviewing him. And he's like, so how did it go with Nick Aldis? They're like, we just made a triple threat match at the pay-per-view. And I'm like, okay, fine. Fighting champions. Also, too, stupid champions.
Yeah.
Why would you voluntarily put yourself in a spot to lose the titles? So I think Candice LeRae is eating a pin to change the tag titles.
Well, the triple threat is Shayna and... Right?
Oh, what did I say?
Yeah,
Indy? I'm sorry.
It's
so then Zoe's eating a pin.
It's Shayna and Zoe who have looked awesome so far. I could say maybe Bianca and Jade not stupid for wanting a triple threat because Shayna and Zoe have looked so goddamn like legit and scary that it's easy. Like they would see it as easier if you put this other tag team that has not looked nearly as strong in the triple threat, but they're baby faces, so they wouldn't want that.
Right.
But it's not necessarily dumb. Like they could say, well, yeah, we have better shot because we don't want to have to deal with Shayna and Zoe. We'd rather take on these two who we know we could beat their ass. So like the worst case scenario, triple threat, and we'll just pin them from their character perspective.
But they didn't have to do it. They could have chosen. Champ's prerogative, right? So there's like not a number one contender thing. So they could. So
yeah, that's true. If it's not like I'm coming at it from like it was going to be Shayna and Zoe, and they like talked their way into making it a three-way, but like.
But even that's a chicken.
But I think you're right. I think if they do,
Zoe's got to lose.
Zoe's going to be the one that eats the pin. But like, I'm just like, I'm surprised that they're going to be taking the belts off of these two for any reason. This quickly.
Or maybe we're both wrong. They don't, and they just continue to bury a jobber tag team.
100% possible.
And it's basically just to get a payday on their hometown pay-per-view.
Yeah. That's definitely possible. Yeah. They didn't even send Not Otis to fucking Australia. So it's that's possible. Yeah. It's like wrestling booking history tells me that they're winning because of what's happening. Sure. But you're 100% right.
Yeah.
They're probably not.
Yeah. Up next, we're back in the loading dock. Cody's still angry.
He's holding on to that hate.
He's embrace the hate. Nick Aldis walks in though, and he goes, "Hey, buddy." No, he doesn't. That would have been great. He says, "Look, I know how you feel. I got played by AJ too. Okay, Cody, listen to me. It's not in the company's best interest for you two to be fighting here in the loading docks. Somebody could get seriously hurt." And Cody says, "Somebody's going to get hurt, Nick. It's not me. It's not me."
What? Did something happen in Cody's life outside of what we saw? Because he's not like The Rock tried to fucking like wipe blood on his mom one time. He didn't get this mad.
Yeah. I told you he isn't taking a shit in a couple of days. He gets real salty.
Him and Brandy had words, and he carried it to work. I think.
Yeah. Someone's gonna get hurt. It's not me. It's not me. I fold the laundry. I mean,
God damn it. I do everything I can around here. What are you talking about, Cody?
Get back on wrestling, Cody. Nick Aldis says, "Look, Cody, I just can't have you out here waiting for." And then Cody Rhodes says, "Hey, shh.
You don't want his music plays?
Not
like in the loading dock?
Not yet. Oh, that'd be funny. just plays through the shitty like single speaker that's been
Carl
up there
Anderson
since,
is holding a boombox like at fucking the end to say anything.
his big trench coat on.
You won't.
Well, I mean, in wrestling, they just give people characters for fucking 2 weeks that should have more upside potential, named Claudio Castagnoli. So why not here? Cody says, all the respect in the world. You should understand this more than anybody. You got to step outside this. This is between myself and AJ Styles. And then Nick Aldis walks off. This is certain parts of both of these shows felt just like we don't have anything else to talk about. Like
Cody's doing his best to get some fire behind this thing that's really got nothing.
No.
Like they had a great match too.
Yeah. Yep.
I would I guess be focusing more on that. I just, as we talked about, I just wouldn't be doing this feud again right away.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have a better match than you had.
No.
Because that was a 5-star match.
Well, again, the foreign whites, man, they show up.
Maybe even if they are as wild as the Leon crowd was, you're not going to have the same surprise factor from the wrestlers. AJ was like, holy shit. And then he wrestled his ass off. They're expecting it this time, so I don't think that the emotional resonance will be the same. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have another great match because it's Cody and AJ. Of course, they are going to be awesome.
Right.
But there's not really any new stakes, and they're also trying to top a match that's going to be very difficult to top that very recently happened.
Yeah. I think they had to do something with Cody. This is a pay-per-view for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So they're like, how do we get Cody on the show? And we went through the roster. There's fucking no one on there. It's the thinnest roster ever.
Yeah.
So
and no one, and the people that are there potentially there, either don't match the babyface heel dynamic or are just not ready yet.
Right.
They're not put in a position on the card yet to where they're should be there.
No, I mean they're trying. They work hard. They get to a point where it's shocking. It's not the last time we fucking see this story on the show. But we do see next is Johnny Gargano with Tommaso Ciampa versus Grayson Waller with Austin Theory in 8 minutes and 15 seconds. DIY comes out first. We are. Their song sucks.
It does.
So bad. It sounds like a prison siren.
Ciampa to turn on so bad. They've not even hinted it.
No.
But I want it in my bones.
Please.
Fucking
because
crutch. Hit him with a crutch. Please. I know there's not a crutch involved right now.
No.
I don't care. I personally want it to hit him with a crutch.
How fucking great would it be if he walked out in camo pants with a knee brace and a crutch just for no reason?
Show with a year.
It's like the Wolf, what is it called? Not Wolf of Wall Street. What's the other DiCaprio movie where he's pointing at the TV? It's the meme.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah. Once Upon a Time in America?
No,
Hollywood. Hollywood. But before we get to this match, I hate that they do this, but I just got to get used to it because this is how they do it now. We go to a backstage segment, a full-ass backstage segment, while Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are just fucking in the ring.
I always wonder, are they standing in the ring watching the Titans?
Yeah,
hands
100%.
on hips, all of them just what's going on up there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we go backstage first with Sarah Schreiber and Apollo Crews. You know how I knew who the interviewer was? Because they put her fucking name on the TV.
Well, I see Apollo Crews, so it's very important that you interrupted the match to get this in.
Other company needs to start putting names on the bottom of the TV so I know who the hell the interviewers are.
They say their names, because I wouldn't know their names if they didn't ever. Yeah. How do I know Netflix Nair's name?
Yeah.
If they didn't, so they must do it.
Totally.
They just do it a different way.
You know what would help? Putting your names on the bottom of the screen so people who aren't having an encyclopedic memory of professional wrestler announcers. I don't know I never saw Sarah Schreiber. I know who she is now, but it's going to help me really remember her. Putting her name on the fucking TV every single time she's on there. I think the horse has been beaten to death. So she goes to Apollo Crews. You made your SmackDown return last week. You lost to Andrade. What can we expect in your match tonight against Angel? So he's fighting Angel tonight.
Angel Garza?
Yeah. He just goes by Angel now.
Are we sure this isn't the Saturday show or something?
That's correct.
No, this is on SmackDown. This is on their second biggest show.
Broadcasting on Fox. Yes.
I mean, I love Apollo.
Yeah.
I don't really have any feelings about Angel one way or the other, but they don't feel like they should. No. They're in the position on the card to have a televised match on SmackDown.
No. Well, your wish has been granted because Apollo Crews starts talking and he gets jumped by Angel and Humberto Carrillo.
Oh, okay.
And then the two other Legado del Fantasma walk in and just kind of give him like a That's it. Nick
so
Aldis,
that match is not happening now.
Well, Nick Aldis steps in.
Okay.
Because now there's a bunch of refs, and they're like, he's helping Apollo Crews like off. He's like, oh, get him to medical. And Los Angeles Knight enters. Right?
Okay. This, again, porno script, 100% porno script.
Mind you,
Johnny Gargano's just fucking sitting cross-legged now. Like, Jesus Christ, got popcorn in the ring.
he went back to like make sure his car was locked, and then he came back to the ring.
In theory, it's a fight, so you got to get your body warmed up to like. They're definitely cool as fuck at this point.
This is like a pitcher warming up, and then a rain delay happens.
Yeah, yes.
It's like, all right,
and
we're
then
gonna
not
lose.
allowed to be throw any extra.
He's not warm at all. So Los Angeles enters, and he comes up behind Nick Aldis, and he says, where is he? Nick Aldis goes, look, I got a lot going on tonight. In case you hadn't noticed, I just lost the match. Los Angeles says, yeah, I don't care about any of that. Where is he? Nick says, he's not here. Los Angeles says, you tell me Logan Paul isn't here again? He's not on SmackDown? What can he be doing tonight? And then Nick Aldis shows LA Knight.
Wait a minute. I thought he was feuding with Carmelo Hayes.
Your confusion.
I said the same thing last week, too.
Your confusion's like 2 beats like early because you already know where this is all going.
We said this. We had this conversation last week where LA Knight comes in yelling about Logan Paul, and I said, I thought you were feuding with Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
And then you said, Carmelo Hayes walks in. Did they do the same fucking segment 2 weeks in a row?
There's one more line, and then yes.
That's amazing.
So Nick Aldis shows Los Angeles his phone, and he shows him what Logan Paul is up to, and Los Angeles says, he's playing Tetris. You know, I'm really good at Tetris. He could have come right here. He could have come right here and played Tetris with me. You know, if you hit the buttons enough times, I'm really good at fitting things in there. My foot just right, and it goes up his ass. Carmelo Hayes walks in.
VR Tetris rules, by the way.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Super fun.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think of it because it's not like in concept. It doesn't seem like it'd be that cool. It's just a Tetris, but it's in VR. But the music and stuff and the way that they do it, it's dope as hell.
I want to play that.
Carmelo, does Carmelo walk in wearing like a Quest 3 headset?
He's playing it on a Game Boy Color with like the big. No, he's not. So what that meant was, and we'll find this out later, Logan Paul is competing in a Tetris tournament that evening.
In real life?
In real life.
Oh, okay.
So it's the following day, but like he's got to get his rest in because he's got to be focused for Tetris.
Pro gamer.
Yeah.
Thing.
Fucker can do whatever he wants. He just took a photo with former president Donald Trump holding the United States title.
Holy shit.
Like 2 days ago.
Who's got better pictures?
Me.
Logan Paul or Darby Allin? Darby Allin had very recently was at Steve-O's 50th birthday party. Yeah. And then prior to that, it was, I Think You Should Leave, dude. Like just randomly when he broke his nose. And Logan Paul's like bigger names. Yeah. But Darby lives a life that I think I'm pretty envious of.
Darby Allin saved the life of the guy that made the Black Flag logo.
Yeah. Yes.
Infinitely favorable in my eyes. Carmelo Hayes walks in. And he says, talking about a guy who's not even here, but let's talk about somebody who is here. Or let's talk about the fact that I've been cooking you the last 3 weeks.
Dave, I feel like
I'm getting them too. Ha ha ha.
I might be dying of like a brain tumor or having like the worst deja vu in history.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I listened to you say the same shit a week ago.
Yeah. Los Angeles says, he brought up a good point. You mentioned something about an opening for a match, right? Man, I just, what could we do about that? I think I see 2 guys here who maybe could just fit that. Think we can go ahead and fill that opening, couldn't we? And then Nick Aldis makes the match.
So we did record a Blue Thunder pod last week.
Correct.
That like I was doing an Nia Jax bit like the whole time, right?
Yeah.
That did happen in real life, right? Just want to make sure that I'm not losing my shit.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's all.
We were sitting in a different spot.
Yeah.
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 You filmed it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
So
you have
I also listened to it like 3 times.
Yeah.
But that again could be my mind going on me.
Spell Berenstein Bears for me real fast. Oh man, we're proving string theory right now. Please don't have a stroke by the time the show is over.
My nose bleeding.
Yeah. Cody's in the loading dock.
Oh,
we're
good.
back.
Good.
We're back.
Cody lives in the loading dock. Wait, did they wrestle the match yet?
No.
We still are. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are sitting in the ring.
I'm sorry. Okay. I put my notes out of order.
I am losing my goddamn mind.
I put my notes out of order.
It would be great if they did that touch in the Cody segment. Those fuckers had to still sit in the ring. Like,
so the match, my bad. I'm out of order here. Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller, 8 minutes, 15 seconds. Like I said, I didn't expect much out of this, but this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
When Grayson Waller does stuff, he does stuff pretty goddamn well.
He's a dude that like haven't thought very highly of in the ring, but a guy that I expected to improve a ton in the ring because he clearly puts a lot of effort into all the other shit that he does, all his little like nuance, like his goofy fucking shoulder shimmy that he does, like that's all really well thought out,
right?
And he can talk to the level that he can.
Yeah.
So I'm like, guys like that I expect to get much better. The Miz is the one exception to that rule, but I think Grayson Waller's going to get there.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying this the Austin Theory like potential face turn here.
Oh, it gets better. More seasoning salt on this steak. Grayson Waller does a really pretty middle rope froggy bow.
Oh, nice.
He does like a slingshot off the middle rope.
Don't like him
froggy
stealing a move from the best wrestler in the world, but
it happens. It happens.
I mean, I like Logan Paul as a wrestler, and he just does Hangman Page's entire arsenal. So,
best no. Swerve has the best.
And Logan Paul's last one was terrible.
Yeah. All of them somehow better than Hangman Adam Page.
I love Hangman's too.
Scares me sometimes with his rotation. I like him again. I'm not talking shit.
Yeah.
But
it's not his best move.
No.
Hangman by a long margin, I don't think.
No.
The Arihara moonsault.
Arihara moonsault. Grayson Waller did this cool spot where
Angela Dawkins has got a fucking dope ass.
Everything? Everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Angela Dawkins says like if you go to his place and like you pick up like a PlayStation controller, you're like, it's really clean. You know?
Yeah.
Like there's no oil, there's no potato chip grease on it.
None of the fucking buttons
it's
are
like
sticking.
right out of the box.
Yeah.
It's all matte finish still. Like he's a perfect. He's a perfect human being.
Yeah.
He wipes down his shopping carts when he's done. Like he's just the greatest man ever. Grayson Waller goes for an Alabama slam, but Johnny Gargano Johnny Gargano doesn't spin, but like Grayson Waller somehow spins backwards and like falls backwards into a destroyer. It looked clumsily cool.
It sounds like a dope like counter series, I guess. Move counter.
I enjoy I'm like, whoa, that was pretty cool.
I mean, it's Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
I give him shit a lot of the time because I don't think he's got much else, but he's really fucking good in the ring.
He's great. So between him and his wife on this show, I'm like, all right, here we go.
I'd rather see them together doing stuff than
just
her with her partner.
Don't call him the way.
No.
Also, if you're gonna be the way, you have to come out to that song. Show me the way.
You really should. Or what's the
take me fastball the way? I like them coming out to was it REO Speedwagon or Foreigner, whatever who sings that when that's got a little like if someone comes out to a song by Foreigner, I'm gonna die. Like if you have the confidence to come out to. Or like Lady in Red. Can you imagine if somebody came out to Lady in Red? It's like my arm's getting broken tonight.
I can see like Toni Storm doing it, like a red dress, and then going out to Lady in Red.
Yes,
that would be pretty dope. She's got the confidence to pull it off. I think
she can do whatever she wants.
Yes,
she's fucking untouchable. So at one point, Johnny Gargano. So Grayson Waller's on the outside of the ring. Johnny Gargano goes for a tope, and Grayson Waller pulls Austin Theory in front of him, and he eats the tope. Grayson Waller stands up and he throws Johnny Gargano into the post/LED display, throws him back in the ring, and his finisher is a flipping unprettier.
Who's his?
Grayson Waller's.
Really?
So he does he rolls over the guy's back.
Yeah.
So Johnny Gargano's facing away
and
like kind of bent over, and Grayson Waller goes from behind him, hooks his arms in while he's rotating over him. And then just drops into an unprettier.
That's cool.
It's fucking very cool
move.
Yeah.
I like Grayson bloody Waller.
Yeah. I'm coming around on him. I couldn't stand him at first, but this is cool. They're giving, and then Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, by the way, he wins. He's celebrating on the ring post, and Austin Theory's sitting on the ground, like really pissed off, and he just got hurt. So we're backstage with Sarah Schreiber and Apollo Crews. I'm kidding. Just where my notes were. But where we are is
in the loading.
We're back at the fucking loading dock. with Cody Rhodes, and Nick Aldis is standing there, and he's got a bunch of security guards. Cody's like taken aback.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in shock.
I bet he's jealous that Nick Aldis wearing a suit.
Yeah. He's counting his buttons. He's like the suit player. See how many buttons it's got? 50.
What size is it? I think Aldis is too wide for Cody.
Cody make it work. He make it work.
He make anything work.
He knows how to tailor suits while he's wearing them. Yeah. He sits on planes. That's what he does. He doesn't knit. He just tailors suits.
They just automatically, like the shoes in Back to the Future Part 2, they just automatically adhere to his body. Really?
Nick Aldis says the security is because AJ just let Nick Aldis know he's going to be pulling in shortly, and it's a precaution so things don't get out of hand. All these security. Moments later, the OC pulls up in an SUV, and AJ's out of the sunroof just talking shit. And the security...
why did AJ let him know that he was pulling in if he was going to be talking shit anyway?
Well, how did we know he's coming if he didn't tell him?
Cody could have put like a tracking beacon under AJ's...
You're making him Bruce Wayne now. Making him Batman.
Ooh, now I'm booking Cody as Bruce Wayne in my head.
That's not bad.
He could be a pretty good Bruce Wayne, I think.
He's... the Bruce Wayne part he's got down.
He's Batman in the Ring.
Yeah. He needs...
He's some kind of kung fu-y.
He needs a face thing.
Moveset too. But I don't know, like the disaster kick is pretty kung fu-y.
He does a top rope fucking Cody cutter.
Yeah.
He's
kung fu-y. That's very Batman-esque.
He can get out of the pit that Bane told him he can't get out of.
So I think we get a cowl and he's Bruce Wayne / Batman.
Yeah.
So then it makes sense that he would put a tracking device on AJ's.
What do you want to talk about?
F-250? F-250? That's my guess.
The truck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's not a real truck.
I have adequately sized genitals. I can't identify pickup trucks. Ooh, that's gonna piss some people off.
Yes. I mean, the amount that we talked about the dude on the game that was played on SummerSlam '97.
Yeah,
that's not gonna piss anybody off. That thing that we talked about didn't already piss off to the point that they're not listening anymore.
Like a rock. So the Good Brothers get out of the car, and the security and the Good Brothers are standing between the truck and Cody. Cody angrily, he wants to real bad. He wants to go to the truck, but he turns around and he walks the other way. And he walks into the arena. No music, no entrance. He just walks right to the ring.
Getting real serious about this.
If I have paid for a ticket to see SmackDown,
I go whoa. I want to do whoa.
I want the whoa.
Yeah, I got to say whoa.
And 7 million fire. I want a finale of a 4th of July fireworks
half
sequence.
The importance of Cody is whoa.
That's 60% of the ticket right there. What else is on the show? We've already established very little. Cody Rhodes says, AJ Styles, get your ass in the ring. Get your ass to this ring right now. We don't need security, AJ. Let's do this here and now. Come on, AJ. Come on. And then AJ, awful music.
Yeah. In my brain, since I don't watch it, it's still just you don't want none because that's dope.
Yeah.
So I'll just remember it.
It's not that.
Fondly.
It's terrible. It's like a voicemail. I've reached AJ. You don't want none.
So like 6 weeks ago, when it was all over the internet that WWE recognizes that they're the guy or band or whatever it is that makes their music is dog shit, they recognize that. Why haven't they fixed that yet? Because they really need to.
It's really bad.
It's terrible across the board. They're making good songs worse and then giving very important performers like Braun Breaker absolutely dog shit music. Yeah. Like Bailey.
Music is important.
Gotta change it.
Music's very important. So the OC walks out slowly, all three of them. Security runs out from behind them, past them, and they get between the OC and Cody Rhodes. Nick Aldis follows security, so he's now there too, and he tells Cody, chill.
I would imagine Nick Aldis is more intimidating than the security guys.
Yeah.
He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah. By the way, none of these security guys have ever worked a day in their life in a wrestling ring. It's clear as day. No. So AJ says, Cody, you think I care about what you want? What you want is irrelevant to me. Look at you. You want to fight so bad. I'll tell you what, Cody. Give me what I want. And then there's a bunch of AJ sucks chants. Give me what I want. And I want the WWE Championship at Clash at the Castle. That's what I want. I could be having a bit of amnesia here. Didn't they agree to this last week?
I think so. I don't know.
No, the turn was last week.
Yeah.
They did not. Yeah. Okay.
You know what they could have? You know what he could have done to avoid all this? been like, hey, we had a great match, Cody. How about we run it back at Clash?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. But then they wouldn't have had 9 segments to fill. No, I don't know why I'm thinking they did this already, but
yeah, you're right. They closed the show with the turn.
Yeah. So Cody says, you don't want to fight me. You don't want to fight now. You want to fight at Clash at the Castle. That's what you're saying? You want a shot at the WWE Championship? 100%. You got it. But, AJ, look at me. This isn't just any regular match. I'm not going to beat you. I'm going to make you say what you should have said last week, and that is, I quit.
So it's stepping it up, making it an I quit match.
Yeah. Which just gives them excuses to have an AEW match.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to be.
They need Kevin Owens to run out at this point and be like, don't you see that was where this was going all the time? Does no one watch the show? Like,
they should, if Kevin Owens needs a gimmick, they should make him Mystery Science Theater 3000, where he just judges the show at the bottom of the screen.
Is, yeah, that would be great to put. Actually put him on. Like, what, Cody? Do you watch wrestling? Of course, you're a pay-per-view match. What's going to happen?
I'm surprised no one ever did that. Yeah, it would probably not go over too well in the back if one guy's just talking shit about the entire show.
Yeah, Kevin Owens kind of does on screen a lot.
Yeah.
About like how dumb everybody else is. Because like you say somebody's name, of course they come out. That's how this works. Have you never watched?
Right. Nick Aldis holds his thumb sideways, and then he holds his thumb up. So he's agreeing. Cody Rhodes
hops.
got
like 4 matches for Clash of the Castle. Yeah. I'm not going to do thumbs down.
Cody Rhodes hops out of the ring and beats up all the clearly untrained wrestlers.
Yeah.
He tries
the local talent.
No.
In Louisville.
Whatever
the Louisville
local security talent.
Yeah.
They don't even know what wrestling is. They're just excited to be here. Cody tries jumping at AJ. It doesn't work because he's held back. I said Cody's being held back like Mr. Incredible when Syndrome shot all those little balls at him and he was trying to run at him. Add it to the list. AJ runs and hits Cody Rhodes with a jumping forearm, like a leaping flying forearm.
A phenomenal one?
But like from the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
not quite phenomenal.
An unspectacular form.
Yeah. Not quite as marketable as phenomenal. He beat him with the unspectacular forearm. But then he like hit him and ran away real fast. It's kind of funny. So that's the end of that segment. That's the end of them for the show.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Good that we got to see Cody 3 separate times in the loading dock.
And took them a long time to just say, hey, we're having an I Quit match.
Yeah.
We have a WWE Speed commercial.
I still have no idea where to like. No. I've seen clips on like Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't know where to watch this program. Otherwise,
I believe Andrade's the new champion.
I mean, they took it off of Ricochet because everybody thinks that he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not totally certain about
Ricochet is still being advertised as the Speed champion, so maybe the cat got out of the bag.
I thought Andrade beat Ricochet for the. I thought that's what they did.
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, okay.
We don't know where to watch it, so I don't know.
No.
But in the commercial, they had
Ricochet we're just back and forth making guesses here. This is nothing.
I think Not Otis is the champion right now.
He may as well be.
He's the fastest man on the show.
Fucking Carl Anderson was on Speed, so not that speedy either.
Brian Anderson from the White Sox. Who cares?
He was speedy.
Gives a shit. Backstage, we have Bianca Belair and Jade. This is a segment I was talking about earlier. They're leaving Nick Aldis' office. And we already talked about this, but
they're stoked about their triple threat.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're putting ourselves in a really precarious position to lose our titles.
We could never tag in.
No,
still lose our titles.
Los Angeles Knight versus Carmelo Hayes is up next. It goes for 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So
that wasn't a build for a pay-per-view. That was just a build for a SmackDown match?
Second bullet point I had. Why was this not on the pay-per-view?
felt like they were building it as a program.
It's spooky that you're like right where I'm at mentally almost every time.
We have been talking about wrestling for a few months now, Dave.
So LA Knight has his Jordan 11 retro playoff bred boots on. The predominantly black one with the red and the white trim. Looks a lot better than his obvious Jordan 11.
Yeah. I mean, I love those specific Jordan 11s that you're talking about.
Yeah, but just not when they're in wrestling boots. Yeah. I don't know why. The match was fine. It was fine.
Carmelo can go, and LA Knight's fine.
But like they had a very serviceable match that should have been better based on the blow off. Like it should have blown off a little bit more.
Yeah, it was blown off of multi-week.
Yeah.
Like the kind of a program, I guess, that they were working.
Especially how it ends. So LA Knight goes for the BFT, and it's reversed into a roll-up. Big fucking giant. And it's reversed into a roll-up, and Carmelo Hayes has a handful of tights. And then LA Knight leans in a different direction, rolls him up, doesn't have any tights, and wins cleanly.
Oh, so Carmelo Hayes is immediately being jobbed out.
Immediately being jobbed. The number 1 draft pick is the guy that's being treated the worst on the roster.
Boy, oh boy. That's some bad booking, Dave.
Bad booking. I said this accomplished nothing.
It makes him look like a total asshole, too, because LA Knight, in the lead-in, as we've now discussed a number of times, has not cared about Carmelo at all to even think about him, because every time he comes on the show, all he's talking about is where's Logan Paul. So Carmelo didn't even get in his head at all, and then LA just beat him.
Seriously, where the fuck is your crystal ball? Because next, the very next bullet point, LA Knight grabs a headset, talks to the camera, tells Logan Paul if he doesn't want to come to SmackDown, he's going to bring SmackDown to him.
Did Carmelo Hayes sign with AEW?
He'd be better off. So LA Knight's going to hunt down Logan Paul. I wrote, LA Knight has a history of home invasion, so he means it. He did this to AJ Styles for WrestleMania.
Did. Yes, he did.
He committed a crime. So, that's, Are
they doing that at Clash?
They got to do
LA
something.
Knight and
Heat it.
Logan Paul?
It's this, unless they make it on SmackDown next week, no.
I feel like Logan Paul would react to LA Knight's behavior here the way LA Knight has reacted to Carmelo's behavior. Where it's like, who? I forgot.
Yeah.
Is that, I just wrestled Cody Rhodes.
Well, you don't have to wait terribly long, because it's a couple segments. We're going to get a reply from Logan Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought these are the Tetris tournament.
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you can rest up for it.
Yeah, he's resting. He's doing bicep curls to make sure he can make Tetrises correctly. How do you?
What's wrong with SmackDown, Dave?
It's fucking.
Raw was pretty fucking good. It's been pretty fucking
trash.
good for a while.
So
what's
back,
going on over on SmackDown?
I don't fucking know. But the best part of the show, I was so excited for you here. So backstage, Tiffany Stratton walks in.
All right, Tiffany Stratton. That's always
and she runs into Nia Jax.
Oh, God damn it.
Tiffany Stratton says, Nia.
Dude, you look like you have some strawberry pie or cherry pie, like a red or pink. Some kind of sweet. You have sweets at least. You look like you are carrying some Smarties or something. Minimum. Come on. You're holding out on me.
Does anyone choose Smarties? Like, how do they end up in anybody's purse?
Halloween.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
they sneak into your house on Halloween.
No one's ever been excited for a Smartie. It's like, man, look at it. We got Twix, we got Snickers. Oh,
Smarties.
Smarties.
Fuck yeah. No.
Ugh. So she says, Nia, obviously, besides myself, you are my favorite to win Queen of the Ring. And as Queen of the Ring, I can't help to notice there are so many people gunning for you. And I just wanted to let you know that I have your back. The Queen of the Ring and the Princess of the Ring. No one could stop us. Just think about it. Doodles. And then she fucks off.
Don't do that to Tiffany Stratton.
The whole time Nia Jax is signing a baseball. It's a WWE.
The whole time Nia Jax is chewing on beef jerky. Just like a cow chewing on their cud. Like looking off into the middle distance.
Did I say signing a hat? She's eating the hat. No, she's signing a WWE draft baseball hat.
For who? For herself?
For
I'm
someone.
going to put this up on my bureau.
So Tiffy walks off. Nia keeps walking, and she runs into Michin. And Nia says, you again? Why don't you take a page out of your AJ Styles book and actually retire? Because nobody. And then Michin.
Wait, fucking idiots, Nia Jax.
Yep.
AJ Styles didn't actually retire.
Well, she said take a page out of the AJ Styles book and actually retire.
Yeah, but if you were taking a page out of the AJ Styles book, you'd be
I
faking
agree.
your fucking retirement,
Right.
Nia.
Yeah.
You suck at everything.
I see what you're saying. I read it a little differently, but what you're saying is correct. Michin throws a cup of soda pop in Nia Jax's face.
Good. Was it actually acid? Melted
No,
her face and she's retired.
Real acid?
Real acid.
No, it was not.
So
but
then, if it's pop, then she had to be fucking super happy
It's
about
dark
that.
pop.
Just like licked it all off her face. Oh, so delicious. Oh no, wait a minute. This is Coke Zero. Fuck you.
I'm so bummed you didn't watch this because Michin throws the pop in Nia's face, and then Nia throws her like over a table. And then Nia Jax slips and falls down.
Oh, good. At least something came.
And then she stands up, and then they keep rolling. But she full on fell the fuck down. It was pretty funny. So that's that. Maybe we're gonna get Nia Jax and Michin at the pay-per-view
because the pop was sugar free. So
yeah,
she's pissed.
Oh man, that's funny. That's really funny.
I mean, Nia existing on SmackDown is the best thing about SmackDown for us. Like, not for us as a show, not for you because you got to watch this fucking shit. But I'm glad she's there. At least like we're guaranteed a couple of jokes.
I love that. There's You're proposing a pro wrestling feud based on the sugar content of a sugary drink.
That was diet bullshit. I don't drink that.
Meet me in Scotland. We'll settle it over there. So that's that.
Oh, I bet Nia Jax treats like fucking stewardesses terribly.
You think?
Yeah, just super rude.
Yeah.
And she definitely has like a big sleep mask and like footy pajamas she wears and makes a whole thing of it.
Like a prospector one with a butt flap?
Yes, exactly like that.
Up next, we have a recap of the whole Bayley Piper Niven thing from last week where Piper Niven just beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
In the ring, we have Bayley. She walks out to her awful music. Bayley says she's
so depressing.
Yeah, she steps into unfamiliar territory when she faces Piper Niven at Clash of the Castle. It's for the first time. And then right away, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green come out. Chelsea says Bayley is a loser and the crowd are losers. Bayley was a loser in Saudi, loser last week, has a loser tag team partner with Naomi, and she's going to be a loser at Clash at the Castle. Bayley says she beat Chelsea Green in Saudi. Bad memory, Chelsea. Bayley says Piper Niven doesn't need Chelsea Green, that she respects Piper Niven, but not Chelsea Green. Bayley says she sat at the front row, in the front row at the Mae Young Classic and immediately appreciated and respected Piper Niven. She knows this is more than a title match for Piper since it's in her home country, but Bayley says Piper Niven could have just asked her for a title match because of the respect that she has for her, but she jumped Bayley from behind with Chelsea Green instead. So she's gonna have a lot of fun beating her up.
Do you think that's planting a seed for Piper turning face, leaving? I really like Chelsea and Piper together.
I don't think because Piper comes off because she speaks next and like she's a fucking great
heel. Okay, good. Because I like them together. Yeah. I like Chelsea. We always talk about like the in between the moves and the ring stuff. Chelsea is doing the in between the everything stuff. Yeah. She's always acting. Somebody posted a thing online of her just behavior like behind people when other shit's going on, and she's amazing. Yeah. Like the effort that she puts into everything she's doing.
She's one of the best parts of the entire program.
She's great.
Yeah, and she barely does anything.
And I like her with Piper because Piper's just like a big ass kicker.
So Piper says she's glad that Bayley has respect for her, and she'd take it to heart more if she knew more about her journey. So the Mae Young Classic was in 2017, and then they start going, what? And then Piper goes, inbred say what? Which I thought was a good one.
I think you should be executed if you say what at a wrestling show.
It's tough. Like, it's a dick move.
2024 for Christ's
sake. It's old. So Piper's been clawing and putting Scottish wrestling on the map since 2008. So while Bayley walked into a ready-made scene dishing out hugs and high fives in the Performance Center, she was trailblazing in the UK, Europe, and Japan. Woo!
I mean,
loved it.
She kicks ass. I don't know if I agree with her.
She wasn't trailblazing. I
don't know if I agree with her police work there, Lou.
No.
Bayley didn't walk into an easy situation.
Right.
Those four ladies on the backs of AJ Lee and Paige. Yeah, but they were trailblazers for sure.
Yeah.
But Piper was great back in Scotland and stuff. I like watching her indie stuff.
She said she was already a world champion before she came here. If Bayley knew how dangerous she was, she wouldn't dare stand so close. She can respect her all she wants, but that won't stop her from taking the title. But she hopes that the respect that she has makes it a little less painful when Piper Niven beats her. I didn't know Piper Niven could talk.
Does she still have her Scottish accent?
Oh, thick.
What? I didn't hear one, Dave. I didn't hear one just now.
Because I didn't write her thing.
Bayley!
I didn't write her thing word for word.
I'm going to beat you. So I was trailblazing.
Should have wrote it for you to say. I didn't write it word for word because that would have added a 30 minutes to
it. Could be a fucking banger match, though.
It's going to be fantastic.
Those two. Like Piper's awesome, as we've said many times over the last few weeks, and Bayley's best part about her in-ring stuff is like how hard she hits and how she sells. So like this could be a real good match.
It's going to be fucking tremendous, yeah. So Logan Paul, there's a video of Logan Paul. So someone's filming him inside of like a hotel room.
Is it vertical?
No, it's properly filmed.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like a
I
cell
just
phone.
assumed it would be like a TikTok.
There's a because he's walking like from a different room when he walks in. And Logan Paul says, I can't believe I have to waste my time even addressing this, but I heard there's a WWE megastar who's never won a title that's looking for me. LA Knight, why don't you take off those Temu sunglasses and take a look around, buddy? I ain't there. I needed an actual challenge, unlike beating you, so I came to Los Angeles, your turf, because tomorrow I'm competing in the World Tetris Championships, where I'm coming home with another belt, something you're unfamiliar with.
He doesn't live in Los Angeles?
Los Angeles Knight?
No. Like, I would think that Logan would.
I don't know where his podcast is. Impulsive.
I know that the other one,
Los Angeles.
the
Knight.
worst guy, the worst Paul brother, lives in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
But
No taxes.
I thought Logan would be a Los Angeles guy just because of YouTube.
You would think. Yeah, that's where all the people are that don't live outside.
Yeah.
They live outside of Frankfurt, Illinois, that do podcasts. He goes on to say, and I know you're stupid, so let me make this simple for you, stupid. I'm Logan Paul. I compete with the best in the world, real champions. You've done nothing to merit my attention. You are a walking catchphrase in a denim vest, you hillbilly-looking ass Aladdin.
I mean,
there's levels to this. You are not on mine, so go back to the mid-card where you belong with everybody saying Logan Paul. Yeah.
they don't have to have the match now because he's won already, right? Like, that's it.
So I felt really bad for Carmelo Hayes here.
Yeah. Poor guy's really talented.
He just lost to. You're thinking like, oh, they're going to build up Logan, or they're going to build up LA Knight because he's got a match with Logan Paul coming up, and then Logan Paul just proceeds to hand him his own dick on a platter in a promo.
Like, crush him.
It felt like an act, like how it was presented to. It's like he's between.
I'm getting
stuff.
secondhand embarrassment. I didn't even fucking see it. I just heard you describe it.
Yeah. That's when when I'm watching a promo and I'm like, fuck, I love this. Like, I'll go back and write it word for word. That's why I didn't do the Piper Niven one. I'm like, I think I got all the beats here. But this, I'm like, oh, he's hooking
hooks
him.
the shit out of him there.
Hooking
like
him.
every possible.
That's
an MJF level. Like, where you go, you hit him where it really hurts, probably. Like, talking about Swerve, not being able to speak in public or whatever. Yeah. It felt like that. It feels like that.
It hurt. I don't know what they're gonna do to, because like LA Knight's not like he's fine.
Yeah,
he's
what
perfectly
he is.
serviceable, but
which is kind of what Logan Paul points out here. Unfortunately,
but that's where this show's having some real fucking issues. Like it's real oil and water on SmackDown.
Yeah,
real badly. So they got to get some competitors for. Like Raw's doing a really nice job. Like they're keeping people compartmentalized.
There's there's a few stories going on.
They're very good.
Even the shitty ones are not nearly this,
Yeah.
Like, I'm bored of a couple things just because they're doing it for kind of a long time on Raw. Yeah. But that's like my biggest complaint about their shit. Their shit all makes sense.
Yeah.
SmackDown, it feels like they've really relegated to secondhand show here.
Like, the feeling with,
Owens.
Like Raw and you got the Otis thing. You're waiting for the turn. Like, is there anything on SmackDown you're waiting for? You're like, oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah. When my big complaint is like they should have pulled the trigger on the thing already. Like that's not that big a complaint at all. I can't think of one thing that I'm even looking forward to. With this.
This is tough.
These stories.
The only thing I can think of that has some okay, let's see where this goes. Not fucking Grayson Waller and Austin Theory.
Oh yeah, great. I enjoy that.
That's about it.
Yeah, you're right. I enjoy that. That when that payoff comes, I'll like
the
it.
Roman thing's
That's like a but that's like a distance.
There's going to be a soccer riot when he comes back.
I feel like that's separate from SmackDown almost.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole other thing.
It's like when Michael Scott came back to the office, for the last episode. You're like, this is way better than everything.
I forgot how awesome it was.
Oh, man. To show them how it's done. So up next, we have the final match on the show.
The main event of the evening.
Kevin Owens and the Street Profits versus the Bloodline went 9 minutes and 39 seconds. But first, we go backstage.
Okay, good. Loading dock.
Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. They're standing there with Nick Aldis, and Naomi kind of strolls in, and they have words, and they set up Naomi versus Chelsea Green next week.
Okay, that's fine.
Back to the main event
of the evening.
My entire note was, okay.
Okay. So, I figured it could have gone one of two ways.
It was
awesome or, okay.
It was what it should have been. It's what you would have expected. Just more, and this is one of the things where I'm like, they're running out of shit to do.
Yeah.
No Randy Orton on the show.
Like my fifth favorite wrestler on earth right now.
No, like proper presentation of Cody Rhodes.
Kevin Owens just getting tossed into fucking washing machine of bullshit.
He did bookend the show, which like cool, but
to have him like be the main foil for the Bloodline or something, then he has no story going, really.
Well, if they did storytelling correctly, last week Paul Heyman was really hyping up like Roman Reigns respected you because you were a credible threat to his title.
Yeah, and that was all true.
And they didn't do shit to really like make him seem like a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. And this match, the only prayer it would have of like being better than is if Kevin Owens decided this will be one of the days that I decide I'm going to try to kill myself out there.
Yeah.
And, like,
in fact, it went the opposite way. So the finish had Solo Sikoa hitting Montez Ford outside of the ring with a chair for the DQ because it just got a little.
Man, this is a fucking 2018 ass shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
Show.
That's why I just wrote. Like I kind of saw where it was going, and I'm like, well, also too, like if you take into consideration what they did at the top of the show, they're not beating the heels. They can't really beat the faces right now because if they're paying attention, they have to build some people up.
Yeah.
So who's going to lose here? So like the only logical thing here was a fucking DQ finish, which to your point, 2018 bullshit.
Even if you're going to do a bullshit like finish like that, at least get there in an exciting way. Do a big spot or something. Like
Montez Ford jumped over the ring post to dive on the outside.
And that's cool, but I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen it on the other show. You see it 3 times before the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
But then to end the entire show, the Bloodline triple powerbombed Kevin Owens through a table.
Okay.
Roll credits. What'd you think of SmackDown, Sully?
I'm glad that we started this Tell Me About program for Blue Thunder Pod this week because boy, oh boy, that sounded like dog shit.
That's tough.
It sounded like a big pile of steaming, I'm bored out of my mind dog shit.
It was so bad that it really turned me off from Raw because I watch them back to back, right?
Yeah.
And like
because I like we were talking before the show, I kind of enjoyed Raw this week, and when I saw your face when I said that, I was like, oh, I think maybe we have opposing views about this program this week.
As is tradition, when we go and read the reviews of what we actually wrote down, I'm like, you know what, I had a pretty good time watching this actually. Yeah. But just coming off the heels of that, man.
No, that SmackDown is not
good.
That's not a good show.
Was tough.
I feel, man, Kevin Owens is like my favorite guy.
Yeah.
Just get him out of there.
It was tough. Let him talk.
Yeah,
give him a segment.
A segment of Kevin Owens in the ring cutting a promo would raise this show by about 40%.
Let him wrestle, let him just be in the ring all the time.
Yeah.
Also, too, let's get the Street Profits in the ring
all
the time.
Cutting promos, too. Like, they're good at promos as well. Like, yeah.
Especially in WWE.
I don't need any backstage shit. There's too much. Raw gets away with it because it's 3 hours long, I think.
Yeah. This
was way too much backstage shit for a fucking 2-hour show.
Yeah.
Like, it's more exciting if all this stuff happens in front of the people.
Yeah.
Like, just do that. Do that.
It feels
always.
more authentic.
Every time you can, it should be in front of people.
I'm always amazed when people come out of Nick Aldis's office. I'm like, when does he have time to go in his fucking office?
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he just knows to be everywhere. Like, he's got a pager or something. Or
teleports from sketch to sketch.
Like, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, do all the shit in the ring, and this, it still isn't great, but it's way better.
No. And he's good. Like, I don't mind. I'll watch Nick Aldis all day. Like, I
like him a lot.
But I don't need, the loading dock
Three
frequency.
fucking loading dock.
It felt like there was a gambler on the writing team that was trying to hit an over-under on how many times they can get in the parking lot or the loading dock. Just
ridiculous.
Just way too much.
And Cody, like you said, you got Cody. It's a cheat code to fucking play Cody's song and have Cody talk a little bit, like in the ring. It's easy.
Yeah.
Like, even if he doesn't have that much to say or much of a story, just play the song and have him go out and do his Cody bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, at least I'm watching Cody do Cody shit.
Right.
That's fun.
Also, maybe give AJ Styles another, so that happened last week. So they had this week and they have this coming Friday, which if you're listening to the day this podcast comes out, it's tonight. 2 weeks for AJ to heal the fuck up. So do something where fucking take his dog in the car.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's at the show, hey buddy, come on, let's hop in the car and take his dog.
Yeah.
Or
that's fucking a billion times better than what they have going.
Something make me care that this guy, make me want to see Cody break his fucking legs.
Yeah. And be mad enough to have an I Quit match.
The anger on this show is not qualified to the point it should be.
No, not at all.
The math is not added up.
No, it's AJ like faking a retirement for no reason really, and lucking into Cody happening to be there at the time. Like steal his dog.
Steal
anything.
Something.
Anything is better.
Jump him. Like
a fucking stolen belt angle is better, and I hate those.
Yeah,
like, it'd be better.
It really would.
This almost feels like Triple H is. I'm not the biggest Triple H fan in the world, as you well know. It almost feels like Triple H is not booking this show because the decisions being made here are like in direct opposites to the decisions being made for Raw.
It's been a noticeable step backwards since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And we've had several months since WrestleMania.
But I don't feel that way about Raw though.
No.
I feel like there are, the things I bitch about Triple H. He takes too long to do everything. His matches are too long. He books two matches to be too long.
Yeah.
His stories go on too long.
Right.
They're too repetitive. But like, that's a better problem to have. Is like this good story is taking too long than I don't know if like any story. Let's just like make some shit up on the fly and then
just look at what they're doing with the NXT call-ups on both shows.
Yeah.
They're shining on Raw.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They're burying the fuck out of their number one draft pick.
That doesn't make any sense.
Makes no fucking sense. So that was SmackDown. That's SmackDown.
All right. Well, thanks for telling me about
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
I'm glad you had a nice time. You could participate in this one. So we had Monday Night Raw. June 10th, 2024 was in Toledo, Ohio at the Huntington Center. Estimated tickets distributed were 6,878. Cap in this building is 20,090. So
big one.
Yeah. But this is like par for the course.
I did say on paper this show looks like it's gonna fuck. It looked like a nice card for Raw.
Yeah, they booked some nice stuff here. So the show opened. You're not gonna believe it. Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, Damage Control, and Lyra Valkyria walking into the building.
It was good to see Braun listens to the show, looking way less gym coachy this week. Somebody took Braun chopping.
Chopping broccoli. Show starts with...
sorry. An additional note to that thing you just said. My other note was Lyra. Damn, girl. She's looking good. She got to glow up too. Her and Braun both
hair down
fine.
Hair down Lyra's unexpected. So the show starts with Drew McIntyre in the ring. CM Punk chants forever.
Big
and he just lets him go. And then he says that he's only focused on Clash at the Castle.
Slapping fives, by the way. He's a fucking babyface. Slapping fives on the way out to the ring. Like literally slapping fives on the way out to the ring.
Right now he is because nobody wants him to lose at Clash at the Castle.
Exactly. Yeah. I believe it. I believe that the crowd is going to be so fucking red hot for him on that show that it's going to make him a babyface whether they want him to be or not.
Punk's a bigger babyface. That's the only thing.
I think it's a babyface versus babyface feud.
It depends how they talk to each other. That's because Drew's been like this sour grapes delusion guy for a minute, and he's kind of got away from that since Punk hasn't been on TV for a little while. So
it hurt. By the way, where the fuck is Punk?
I don't know.
I'm tired of not having him on my shows.
If he's there,
that's got to be the focus of Drew.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost like fine, stay home. Ice your shit. Like, be really goddamn sure you're healthy when you
absolutely.
come back.
But I just want him talking, like calling matches or whatever.
I want him doing everything.
This show top to bottom for me. I was like, Drew is your biggest babyface.
Oh, 1,000%.
He's like his big star babyface.
And the main villain, his main foil, looks like, I don't know, one of the dumbest human beings ever, especially for this segment. So Drew comes out. He says he's only focused on Clash at the Castle. Who's ready for a new world champion? And he knows that Judgment Day are always going to be around, and he doesn't give a damn. So, of course, Damian Priest comes out with flanked by some members of the Judgment Day. Damian Priest
requests. Check out Turnbuckle Time Machine.
No, not a lot of hair on these guys. Damian Priest says he's got that Drew's got his shot at Clash at the Castle, but he's making it personal. Why? And then Damian Priest is irked at Drew McIntyre says he needs that Drew McIntyre. That Drew says he needs the Judgment Day, and somehow that makes it personal because Drew says that Damian needs the.
You know what? Too like
Judgment Day.
I thought they were going in kind of a good direction with Damian Priest. Like seemed like they were doing the babyface split, and it seemed like the last promo battle these two had, Damian Priest was kind of smart. He was doing the you can't use mind games against me.
Yeah.
I see that's what you do. And like Damian forgot about that here. All Drew had to say is you need the Judgment Day. Now it's fucking personal. Like,
right.
He's got you wrapped around his finger now.
Makes
like,
no fucking sense. Damian Priest says Drew McIntyre is obsessed with the title and is forgetting about the man who holds it. Damian Priest is heading to Drew McIntyre's hometown, and he will put him down. Down, down, down. Red not going down.
Drew's not going
down. Down.
Drew ain't going down.
He ain't going down, not even a little bit.
It better not be.
No. It would be...
There'll be some stabbings, I think.
That's a Vince Russo swerve for the sake of a swerve.
It's dangerous to have him lose in Scotland.
Yeah. Because you have to leave Scotland.
You got to get out of there. Now you can't leave.
No. That is a Bronx Tale reference, yes, I believe. Yes, nice. Add it to the list. Damian Priest doesn't need the Judgment Day or anybody else to be the champ.
We all need somebody, Damian.
He's the champ because he's Damian Priest. Well, everybody needs somebody to love.
Yeah, you got
somebody to love.
Somebody
Sweetheart kiss.
Sugar man.
I need you.
We're finally doing it, Dave.
Drew McIntyre doesn't care what Damian Priest has to say. He's just brushing it off. He's just like, I hope you enjoy the time you have with the title.
I think about you as much as LA Knight thinks about Carmelo Hayes.
The only chance he has is if the Judgment Day... The only chance Damian Priest has of winning is if the Judgment Day helps him out. And then Damian Priest is super annoyed by this.
The only chance he has of winning is if they change venues like all of a sudden.
And Drew Muller... Drew Muller, that's a buddy of mine. DM.
Shout out Drew Muller.
I haven't thought about him in a minute. I wrote DM.
I think about Drew Muller as much as LA Knight thinks of...
Drew McIntyre, they have similar... Drew Muller rolls off the tongue better than Drew McIntyre. Drew Muller. He's not a wrestler. He's a fireman. He's not even going to Scotland, so he's not even a part of the story. Drew McIntyre is... Drew, back up. Damian, I got to stop using initials for all these fucking guys. Damian Priest is super annoyed that the claim is that he can't win without the Judgment Day. So Damian Priest suggests that Drew McIntyre goes one-on-one with Finn Balor tonight. And if he wins, the Judgment Day is banned from ringside. But if Finn Balor wins him, the Judgment Day is allowed at ringside.
I was happy about Damian Priest's choice here just because I was like, oh, I get to have a Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor match to the main event.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre says he hopes Damian Priest is man enough to shake his hand next week when he's the new champ.
Which, again, feels like a babyface thing to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is fighting champion shit. This is, I don't care what you think, what you throw at me. I will acknowledge that these guys might be a problem for me, but you're fucked, buddy.
And like that, as much as I like the whiny baby, you knew Drew McIntyre character, he's just too fucking cool, and I love him now, and I want him to win everything.
This is Mariano Rivera level confidence. Going into.
I feel it. I'm like, you're awesome. You're a star.
Like if I was a giant Damian Priest fan, and this was all like real, I'm like, we're losing.
Shit,
it's over.
This is the White Sox. Like most of their playoff series. Like, I see what's happening here. We're not losing to Tampa. We're not beating Tampa.
No.
God damn it.
We won one game.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice if we get one.
Smattering.
It'd be nice
applause.
if Damian gets some offense in here.
Yeah.
But I will say about Drew, like this is the first time in his career that he's felt like this. Like I'm happy for him that he has like gotten to this point.
Yeah.
That asshole saw him getting to. I hate to give him any credit for anything, but he thought this guy was a future star.
Yeah.
And he was right, because now he's there. Now I see him on screen, and I'm like, that is a star.
Yeah.
Like, he can main event a pay-per-view, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Up next, little recap of the Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio seductions from last week.
It's, you know what I was thinking about the other day while watching this
Liv Morgan privately?
Well, yeah. I mean, literally, yeah.
Guilty.
Kind of. This Liv Morgan seduction thing is sexier than anything they did during the 20 years that they had women out there in like string bikinis looking uncomfortable and like rape vibes.
Yep.
This is hotter than anything they ever did with any of that without doing any shit with Liv where you
pull
have
her
to
ass
make
out
her.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. You have to like make her an object or whatever.
Yeah. No, she's in
that's
total
on Liv.
She's in total control of the situation.
Absolutely.
Which everything you just mentioned, No.
And it's just like way sexier, like
Yeah.
as it just is, like based on performance more than
confidence is sexy.
100%.
Yeah, and she's confident. Also, too, if Dominic Mysterio is not with Liv Morgan this entire time, I'll take a line from you. I will eat my own fucking hat.
yeah.
It's just, actually, I'm not going to eat my own hat because I think what's going to happen here is I think Finn Balor's the one that's fucking with Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I had that inkling too.
Because
now,
he's
with the
playing
stuff.
I was hearing you in my head saying, "Oh, Finn Balor's being a really nice guy."
Yeah, like way too nice.
Yeah,
and
he's just too visible lately.
Yeah,
like he's never this visible.
And he ended up with the key card.
Yeah. That was clear, right? Like he took the card.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is in the Judgment Day Clubhouse, we see Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. Well, Dominic walks in and he sees Liv Morgan on the couch.
Dom's doing a great job on this program too, by the way.
Also, too, what good deed did he do in his last lifetime to just get married and then be in a love triangle with two of the most gorgeous women in wrestling history? God damn.
He does have Riz, as the kids say, Dave.
Sure does. It's that mustache.
Yeah.
Wrestling mustaches strike again. So he walks in, he sees Liv. She's like on the couch in the clubhouse. She tries to give him her hotel key, and Dominic says he doesn't want anything to do with her. And then Liv says the thing that I guarantee you, 80% of the males 18 to 35 that were watching this will have embedded in their head forever or until at least later that evening. Liv Morgan says, I don't think that a gorgeous man like you should be with a girl that makes you call her mommy. A gorgeous man like you should be with a girl that's not afraid to call you daddy.
This is where I had to pause the show because make sure my wife wasn't around. It felt like I was watching something I shouldn't be watching in a family environment.
She slides her hotel room key into Dom's waistband. And she says, if you change your mind, I'll be in my hotel room waiting. And I just wrote, simps everywhere losing their fucking minds. Damn.
It's she's doing an incredible job.
They've
been trying to do the seduction sexy thing in wrestling for forever, and it's always kind of crap.
But how has it never been done authentically before?
Because nobody's been able to pull off this kind of performance.
I don't think anyone's
or their heart hasn't been in it
tried
to this
off
level.
This performance.
Yeah, no.
This is so real.
It's absolutely. It's like it's like I'm watching a different kind of TV show, basically.
I feel like when I'm on playing shows or whatever, I meet people like this that are, and I watch.
I don't play shows or meet people like this, but I feel like real. It feels real.
We walk that back 2 steps. They're not doing this to me. Like I'm watching interactions of people doing
for sure.
this.
Yes.
Like this level of fucking confidence. Guys, this is a girl that never pays for a drink. She never pays to get in anywhere. She hasn't bought dinner in forever.
And knows how to flirt and is doing it like you do in real life.
It's the most authentic character that a woman has been.
Yeah.
Since I think her and Toni Storm are the most I've never seen anyone do either of these fucking things.
They're two totally different types of thing.
Yeah,
but it's two women on the two main shows crushing it in their specific acting way
for the first time. It's not a rehashing of because girls will typically do. Actually, this is people as a whole, but there's far fewer examples with women because there just is. But you don't see.
Well, you know what? It's never been a seduction angle before. It's always been a what Vince McMahon or whoever thinks seduction is, which is pushing your boobs in somebody's face. That's not seduction. What Liv is doing here is actually
she's home wrecking.
She's
being a home wrecker.
It's it's incredible.
Yeah, I've so many good things to say about it. Also, too, she says. A gorgeous man like you should be with a girl that's not afraid to call you daddy. His name is Dom, so he's a daddy Dom.
Daddy Dom.
This writes its fucking self.
Yeah.
So, whew. I'll take a break and have a cigarette.
Yeah. I honestly, every one of the Liv segments the last few weeks, it's been it's warm in here?
It's just because, when Rhea comes back, I don't fucking know what's going to happen. It's such good
television
storytelling.
is going to happen.
Oh, my Lord.
So you're telling me the same guy books this show that books the fucking SmackDown you just described to me? There's no way. There's no way. It's different writing staffs. I'm sure of it.
I did leave out a section. Nia Jax was kind of seductively rubbing Tommaso Ciampa.
Just seductively rubbing a full sugar Pepsi bottle. You and me, we have a meeting. Here's my key card. We're having a meeting later.
It's her credit card. Let's go get another one of you.
It's your Subway punch card. I like the meatball. What do you like?
I like when you're from a fountain. You're better at McDonald's for some reason. Anyway, Io Sky.
Bigger straws.
Io Sky is with Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane, and she is
dark.
fighting.
She's real dark now.
She's pissed.
Yeah, but I mean, like the aesthetic and stuff too.
But she's back to her NXT character when she was the best version of herself.
Yeah.
Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria went 10 minutes and 25 seconds. But first, we have to look at the Puerto Rican Day Parade clip, which had Damian Priest and Zelina Vega. And then we cut to those two. No, we don't cut to those two. We cut to the LWO and Braun Strowman backstage because they have a match coming up later, and they needed to tell us right the fuck now.
We need people always.
Right now.
Yeah.
But when we come back to the ring,
we have an awesome match.
Also, too, we have an awesome, like, Io Sky's sitting crisscross applesauce on the top rope.
Yeah.
Like a fucking ninja.
Cool
She's
look.
not moving.
It's
It
a cool
looks
look.
so cool.
Yeah, she looks scary.
I've never seen anyone do that. And she wasn't like, she was kind of like a jar.
Yeah.
A jar is the wrong word.
Sitting askew.
Askew is the word I was looking for. Yeah, she's not a door. I thought it looked goddamn cool. So the story here that we've been having with Io Sky, she's pissed that Lyra Valkyria knocked her out of the Queen of the Ring tournament. We hear dumb Michael Cole say that Lyra Valkyria beat all three members of Damage Control en route to the finals of the Queen of the Ring. She did not.
Well, she didn't.
She beat Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Io Sky.
Yes.
Kairi Sane was
They're all
not
good
not
matches,
there.
too. I guess that's the drawback of not having Vince in your ear constantly.
Yeah.
Occasional mistakes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't love 50-50 booking with Lyra Valkyria, but it still was a fucking
Yeah.
really good match. Like,
If they keep running this week over week, I'm fine with that because they can both work their balls off.
yeah.
And the match was, I just wrote, the match was super technically sound. There wasn't a lot of heat from the crowd, but
there was none.
this was a different.
It was one of those I get pissed off at the crowd. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking cheer for these two.
The match was on a totally different level of quality.
Yeah.
Like I jumped around quite a bit, and then like I finally rewound it and watched the whole thing. I'm like, they're working excellently.
It sets the tone for me for enjoying the rest of this Raw.
Yeah.
Which is like what I want usually from AEW, from Dynamite's like opening match. This was an opening match after 9 years of bullshit, but at least Drew was involved in it.
Yeah.
This is a great opener. Like, this is a great opener.
Yeah.
Crowd should have been up for it.
I was very disappointed in the crowd. So the finish saw Lyra Valkyria. She hits her Nightwing, but she's too close to the ropes. Dakota Kai breaks it up. The ref doesn't see it.
Too.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. So Lyra does her drop kick to the outside, knocks out the peanut gallery of Damage Control. So she goes to the top rope to do more damage. Io knocks her off the top rope, and she's Lyra sitting in the bottom rope, and she eats a Meteora to the corner. Io goes for an over the moonsault. Lyra gets her knees up, which surprised the shit out of me.
too.
Into a tornado DDT, into a Nightwing attempt, but it was reversed into a crucifix for the win for Io Sky.
These two look like they have been wrestling each other for, I know it's cliche, I say it a lot, but they look like they've been wrestling each other for 20 years.
More of this.
Yeah,
I can watch these two
absolutely.
every week.
100%.
I fucking loved it.
I would have given them twice the time they had here, too.
Yeah.
They had, 8 minutes?
They had
10 minutes?
10 minutes, 25
Yeah, I would have given them 15,
Yeah.
16. I mean, this crowd didn't want that, but so I guess that's what you got to book too. But
Hopefully, they get added to Clash of the
I don't know
Castle.
how they didn't build, but how they didn't wrestle the crowd into this is beyond me because it was
wrestled
fucking
the
awesome.
television crowd
It was
into
awesome.
it. I loved it. Like I said, I'll skip around to see if there's any big spots. I'm like, fuck it, I'm watching this whole thing. After the match, we see Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane. They get a couple licks in on Lyra.
Yeah.
And then they all go to leave, and then Io runs back in, starts beating up Lyra some more, and then remember when Stone Cold came out to help Mankind win the world title? The pop?
The biggest pop of all time.
Yeah, something similar here. Katana Chance and Caden Carter come out to make the save, and the crowd is just couldn't care less.
They're the partiers, right?
I don't give a shit. I wrote 0 fucks are given.
Yeah. They're the ones that I've mixed up their first and last names.
Just
all the time.
You gotta let these people talk once in a while, or like the reason Damage Control is over still is because Dakota Kai talked them into relevancy.
Absolutely.
And then like they can all work.
Yeah.
That's never been a case, but you need someone to
talk.
You have to. And we got a tag team here. You keep telling me they're partiers or whatever. I don't believe you at this point because I have
it's based on shit from a long time ago.
Yeah.
But that was their character, I guess, in quotes. Was we like to party and we like to lose every week.
Show me something. Tell me a story.
Maybe what they're doing. I'm gonna give them some grace here.
All right.
You know who can talk? It's fucking Lyra Valkyria. Maybe she will be a mouthpiece for them.
Yeah.
If they're going to be together now, like as a group. Because she can be a mouthpiece. She's a good talker.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, she's a 5-tooler.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. So, a lot of 5-tool. Women's wrestling, man.
It's
on the up.
Across the board, man. Yeah. Every show.
Spectacular. So, like SmackDown had the loading dock, Monday Night Raw.
Usually it's the Judgment Day's clubhouse.
We're back in the clubhouse with J.D. McDonough, Carlito, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. And
Carlito's winning me over, by the way.
Yeah.
In the Judgment Days, particularly, I think he's a very good component to their group. I think it makes them a lot better in the absence of their leader and most charismatic person.
Yeah.
In Rhea. I think Carlito has actually elevated them quite a bit.
He's got people to work with. Like when he was with the LWO, who can talk?
Yeah.
No one.
No, not
That's
really.
not a talking group. That's hey, we have Rey Mysterio. And look at us.
Carlito's good at the little stuff, too.
He had a good line in here. So Dom's sitting there quietly, and Finn Balor asks if all that shit with Liv is figured out. And Dom fesses up, and he says, Liv was in there earlier, and she left her key, and he puts his key on the table, and Carlito goes,
That's cool.
That's cool. and then J.D. McDonough says something. I don't remember what. And then Finn goes, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So they go around the horn. And you had mentioned that Finn is in possession of the room key.
Winds up with the key card, which would lend credence to your theory.
Like it feels too on the nose since we saw him take the card. But like also, too, his behavior the last couple weeks is because, they want you looking this way.
He's everybody's dad. So that's a bait and switch. That's good. That's actually pretty good writing.
Also, turn his ass heel. I know he's supposed to be a heel here, but, make him fucking...
He's not. I mean, he hasn't been a heel for a long time.
Make him a vicious goddamn
this
heel.
could do that.
I would, Liv and Balor. That's great. That's a great tandem.
It could be incredible.
That's Edge and Lita, done better.
He just... fairly recently re-signed a big long deal, and part of that could have been, hey, we have these plans for you going forward, and that this would be something substantial for him to work with. I like it.
I fucking hope so.
I like it.
So, walking backstage, we have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Bianca dyed her hair. She's like a brunette now. It's not black hair anymore. I like it. She looks good. We have a recap of the Sami Zayn Alpha Academy stuff from last week where Otis was being real conflicted.
Otis stuff continues.
Otis continues. He did some good stuff here, though. He did real good character stuff in the next segment. So backstage, we have The Miz is meandering around looking for R-Truth. He sees Sami Zayn, and he asks if Sami has seen R-Truth. Sami has not. The Miz is frustrated, says it's not good when R-Truth is left on his own.
I was waiting for Sami to be like, Miz, remind me, are you an asshole right now or not? I can't ever remember. Should I help you? I forget.
I don't know. Can we get the titles off these guys?
Oh, yeah. Please. Should have happened the next day, like we said.
Please. Sami Zayn keeps running, and he finds a very brightly colored Maxine Dupree. She's wearing like a stop sign, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Akira Tozawa. And Sami says he's glad he ran into them, asks if both are okay. Maxine says she's been better, but she'll be fine. Sami says he's sorry that they're in the middle of everything here, and he asks if they watched the footage back from last week. They have. And then Sami reiterates that they don't have to take this. And then Otis appears. Stares down Sami. Sami's about to leave, and Otis says last week he lost it. He didn't mean for it to happen. He needs to explain. Sami's like, you don't have to. He's sympathetic to his cause. He went through it with the bloodline, but he understood his reasons, but he can't figure out why they all keep putting up with Chad Gable. Otis says that he had it all at one time, but then he lost it all. The Money in the Bank briefcase, his peach, Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
Tucky.
Tucky.
And Chad Gable was there. Alpha Academy.
What is Tucky up to, by the way? I thought that right when he said, just released or...
What was his name? Tucker
something. I don't know. Something
was it just Otis and Tucker?
I just remember them being Heavy Machinery, and I like them.
Let's see. Tucker. Oh, he's just Tucker. Levi Ralla Cooper. He was born in 1990. Doesn't that make you throw up? Like when people are that young and you're like, oh, you were in WWE.
Dude, there's people in WWE and AEW that were born in 2000.
That's... Yeah. It just says on April 15th of 2021, he was released from his contract. I think it was 2021. Yeah,
he's not wrestling anymore.
That's he's got a wife.
Congratulations, Tucker. We don't have to go that deep. I'm just when he said Tucky, it reminded me.
His Wikipedia dropped off 3 years ago.
Okay,
yeah.
So we probably just hung him up or something.
Yeah, that's okay. But the nice mention of Mandy Rose, Tucker.
Yeah.
And
like his performance was really good here too.
Yeah,
I think everybody involved in all of this stuff, this story, this angle, are doing a great job every week.
They're crushing.
I just think it's going too long. This has got nothing to do with them though. They're doing a great job every week with what they have. Like, and I like that how logical the story is being told too, because yes, the one guy that would understand, like Otis and his behavior is fucking Sami Zayn, because he was the dude that was gaslit by Roman Reigns for a year.
Right.
So it makes sense for him to be in this role too. Like, that's really well thought out.
Yeah.
Booking.
Yeah, you can sniff it out. Yeah. So very lastly, Sami gets he's getting in Otis's face a little bit, saying that it's BS because Otis said that Alpha Academy is his family, and without Chad Gable, he's nothing. So Sami's kind of calling him on his bullshit. Says he's special. And he knows how special he can be, and he hopes that he sees it for himself one day. So, Chad Gable winning the Intercontinental title?
I don't know.
Like, what? I don't know what they're going to do with Otis, because I feel like they're past the trigger pulling point.
And like you said, I don't know. I'm not going to shit on it, because like I said, it's all been good.
Yeah.
And I did suspect that they just missed their moment. They should have pulled the trigger already.
Yeah.
But like, this stuff is still good. So maybe they are going somewhere I'm just not seeing.
Yeah. And
it's going to be good. Like, everybody involved is giving me enough reason to like say, okay, I'll let it play out.
Yeah.
And see how it goes. I can't see it ending, and I can't think of the way that this could end that's going to make me happy. But you know what? They've done enough good work that I'll give them that opportunity.
I don't
see
think,
where it goes.
I think this is going to do something pretty neat where I don't think this is going to end happily. And like, what I mean by that, like, I'm going to be entertained, but it's got very Empire Strikes Back vibes.
I really need a happy ending for Otis here, though. Like, I too many years of Vince fucking not allowing me to have happy endings with these sympathetic stories. I need Otis to have a happy ending.
I think Chad's winning based on the contract renewal shit.
Yeah.
So I think they're giving him the title. I think it's going to be... I think Otis is going to cost Sami accidentally the title. And then Chad's going to see that and, like, ride his ass forever. And because he's got no one to go to now because he just fucked with the guy that was a sympathizer.
His support, his backup support.
Like, that's just a thought. That's like one of 6 ways I think it can go. And that's very neat that I don't know what's going to happen.
You know what I hope? I hope Otis turns at the pay-per-view, and I don't care what happens with the title. Yeah. I hope Gable re-signed because I think he belongs in the Fed at this point. I think they finally figured out what to do with him, how to use him, and they're using him right. And I hope he re-signed, and like that's a separate thing from this. I don't necessarily need him to win the Intercontinental title. Like, there was a point where I thought if he didn't, that would indicate that he was not going to resign, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I need Otis to come out on top here.
Because it's past where it should have logically happened a couple times now. I don't know.
Neither do I. Yeah. I shouldn't know though.
I like that. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. If it was super, super obvious, it wouldn't be as intriguing. But I'm going to be pissed off if he doesn't come out on top at the end here.
if we talk about an angle for 15 minutes or like where we think something's going, we usually get it.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten
No,
this
I don't
one.
know.
We've missed so far in this one. So it's different, and I like it. So we're back in the...
Also, I'm that emotionally invested is exactly the thing you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like
you had mentioned...
like I'll be pissed if Otis doesn't come out on top here.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get his redemption. That's
also,
good.
too,
That's where you want your fans to be.
But here, like, we finally... More character. Like, I am doing this because of... Like, when the world shit on me, this guy was here for me.
Yeah.
So I owe him my debt or whatever. I think there's more legs in him as a heel. And I think, like, if he... shows his sympathetic side and he bounces back to a hard fucking heel, like it's gonna hurt worse. And I think there's more.
I
don't want that, but I also don't see the value in him in turning face right away. Because then what? What does he do? Does he feud with Chad Gable and lose?
You can do it stable with Sammy if you want. Yeah, I think those two are.
What do they
he's
do?
in a pod kind of thing.
Then they go. So then it's Sammy and Otis against Miz and the R-Truth.
I'd like them better as tag champs than the current tag champs.
God, isn't it amazing how one of those names is just
it brings everything down? Yeah. No, but I don't know what you do with them, but I don't know what you do with them either way. But it's not my job to know that. I know that this story is one that I'm invested in, and I want a certain thing to happen.
Yeah.
And like whether that happens or not, who knows? But it's good that I want a thing that's clear. That, because I'm a fan, and that's what you want your fans to.
And if you don't get what you want, you're going to be pissed, but you're still going to watch.
Yeah.
This is like how Lost ended every week.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck is going on? I can't wait for next week. We're back in the loading Judgment Day Clubhouse. We have JD McDonough, Carlito, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio. And Damian's asking why Dominic wasn't out there at the beginning and what's up with the hotel key. And Finn says that's just Liv trying to distract them. And the key's missing off the table.
It's in Finn Balor's wallet.
It's in Finn Balor's. Next to his...
condom.
Just green.
I'm going to use this later. For my 6, with Liv in the hotel room with this key. It's Finn.
I want you to keep going. I want to hear more about how Finn Balor.
I got nothing more to say. I just,
potatoes.
She's going to be into these abs. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
You could shred potatoes on me abs. I think I'm done.
Okay, good. No, not good. I want more. Up next, we have Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Braun Strowman versus Dominic Mysterio, J.D. McDonough, and Carlito. But first,
of course, always,
we have a Ludwig Kaiser promo.
A pretty good one, though.
This is one where I started exactly with, I did it on the SmackDown, where I'm like watching this. It's like Logan Paul. And I'm like, I got to rewind this and type this word for word because this
Ludwig
son of a bitch came out of nowhere.
Kaiser's got something to say.
Oh. And he comes out and he says, I'm fully aware of the things that have been going on about me by simpletons.
Love it. I love it, David.
Oh. All right, back. I'm fully aware of the things that have been said about me by simpletons, that I'm just a sidekick, that I'm nothing more than Gunther's mouthpiece. Well, last week I did not beat Sheamus by talking. I did not beat Sheamus with anyone's help. I beat Sheamus with A+ talent and A+ ruthlessness. Go ask Sheamus. Ask him how it was possible for a talking Ken doll to absolutely destroy his knee. I'm like, okay.
I had never heard that Rip used against him, and he probably shouldn't have said it because I was like, oh yeah, you look kind of like a talking Ken. But I still like it.
Well,
great promo.
He's sleeping with talking Barbie, so that works. Ludwig Kaiser is not going to be taken lightly. I am designed for greatness. I belong at the top, and anyone who dares to step in my way will be eliminated. A loudmouth clown, Kofi, eliminated. A weak tag team partner, Vinci, eliminated. A WWE legend, Sheamus, eliminated. The rise of the Kaiser has begun, and soon you will call me Mr. Money in the Bank.
Fantastic. Slyly,
awesome
the last
promo.
4 or 5 weeks have built the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't really see it happening while it was happening until the match last week, and that was like, oh, goddamn, this guy's here.
Yeah.
But they've been doing it for a little while, and now he feels like a legit threat to anybody.
Yeah.
Again, pretty stark difference between this show in SmackDown, where like SmackDown, who is the up and comer? Who's the person that's been kind of slyly built and they're just about ready to break out?
Right.
There's none. There's multiple people like that on Raw.
Yeah. One that hasn't broken out yet. We have Sami Zayn versus Otis. They went 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Rocky's kind of doing the Otis thing right now.
He's getting all jazzed up. And this is where my Wi-Fi went down.
Oh.
I haven't seen the rest of the show.
No shit. No.
I didn't want to tell you until the show started.
I was not super happy with the outcome of this. I mean, this match wasn't really a match. It was 1 minute 20. It was a way to get to Otis being challenged to make a decision ultimately. And it was kind of a cool physical setup the way that they did it. Sammy was in the corner and Gable standing in the middle of the ring just slapping Otis in the face time and time again. Sammy got the win, by the way. Otis was dominating for the first minute, like I said, minute 20. So for like the first minute, Otis was dominating. Gable did his thing where he got up on the apron yelling at Otis because he did like 2 splashes to Sammy, and Gable's like, do another one, kill him. Yeah. And Otis came over to be like, I don't really want to. And then like Gable slapped him, and Sammy was able to hit the haluva kick and then get the pin because of it. And after the match, Gable's just going in as hard as he ever has, harder than he ever has on Otis, slapping him again and again in the face. He's standing between Sammy, who's in the corner, and Otis, slapping him and saying, hit him, kill him. Looks like Otis is going to finally turn and like hit Gable. And Gable kind of sidesteps it, and it was a ruse. Otis was going to annihilate Sammy. So that's what he did.
Right.
He beat the shit out of Sammy. And
splash his ass in the corner.
Yeah, smashes him in the corner.
Smashes him.
And like still kind of doing a little bit of the babyface stuff because he like carries his friends, Tozawa and Maxine out. But he clearly had like made a choice. I'm sticking with Chad, and I'm going to kill Sammy right now.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart. Broke my little heart.
So coming off the heels of him saying, like, I'm with him because of this, like, we now have sympathy for this character, and he's still breaking your heart. That's why I'm getting these Empire Strikes Back vibes.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Know? That's my reaction exactly was, come on, man.
Yeah.
So you didn't see the rest of any of Raw, or
I know what happened, but I didn't watch.
I'm sad for you then, because
no, I'm going to watch when I get home.
Okay, good.
But because I want to watch that Ilya Dragon. I saw how let me put it this way: I know how everything ends. I went on YouTube on my phone to watch everything, but I did not have enough hotspot data to.
Braun Ilya was their match of the year, their Raw match of the year that they've done on TV so far.
Damn it,
for me. I mean, you know how much I love Ilya, and I'm a big Braun fan too. Yeah. So like, but. It was incredible. But before that, we got a match that confused the shit out of me at the time. But now that we've talked it through, and I think the hometown girls might be getting the belts, it makes a little bit more sense. But Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark face Alba Fire at Isla Dawn and beat the fucking shit out of them. Squash them in 2 minutes. Murder them. They get no offense in.
There's your squashes you're talking
about. Murder them.
Yeah.
Oh. Shayna chokes the shit out of Isla Dawn. Taps. I was like, my note was, what the fuck? Because, what the fuck? They're like advertising the triple threat under the screen as Shayna Baszler's like choking the life out of one of the opponents in that match 2 minutes into the match. It literally went 2:34. It was a total squash.
Oh.
It beat the shit out of them. I mean, it made, like, I love Zoe and Shayna. They looked strong as hell.
Yeah.
It's because they killed these two. They didn't look like credible opponents even.
So they're going to be like...
So they have to win?
They're going to get that vulture win where they're just picking the bones kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for them to lose now. But, like, this was... It wasn't like the SmackDown thing where they just took a beatdown. This was like a match where they got annihilated by one of the two super dominant seeming opponents that they're going to have at the pay-per-view.
Right.
So something's got to happen. Maybe somebody joins them, helps them to win at the pay-per-view. Maybe Piper. Like if they break away or something. I don't know, but I like Piper and Chelsea together. I have no idea where they're going with that match now, though, because this was just a whooping. It was just like Monday prime time, like Honky Tonk Man versus local talents, fucking squash.
Right.
So we'll see. But Shayna looked amazing again. She looks exactly like she did at the height of her NXT run at this point.
She has been for a minute. Ever since He Who You Shall Not Name has been ostracized from the company, they're giving her fucking balls back.
She looks like she is very into what she's doing.
Good.
Like,
her and Zoe. That's why, like, yeah, and to your point, strong competitors, very strong champions.
Yeah.
A little bit of chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
And you got the little whatever the fuck's just picking the bones.
That's the weird part, though. Because I love the matchup of like scary Shayna and now like formidable Zoe.
I think it's a way to continue that and not have either team
lose
cleanly.
Yeah.
Because there would be, you can't have the faces.
I think you could do a lot of work, like good work, by having Shayna and Zoe win the belts and having Bianca and Jade chase a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, baby faces. And now that I know they can do that role, I want to see them do it fully. And that would be more of a thing than them,
that was
carrying the belts around all the time.
That was the thing I heard Kevin Nash got a lot of shit about on the What Killed WCW, where he's like, can't draw money with a babyface champion. And, the internet's lighting his fucking ass up, saying, of course you can have a babyface champion. And
you can, if the circumstances are absolutely right for it. Generally, he's fucking 100% right.
He's 100% right. Yeah, nobody wants to see a guy carry. You want to see the champ.
Yeah, Stone Cold should have been champ when he was champ. But there's not a whole lot of those.
There's less than 5 that you can recount.
Most of the time.
Even now, Cody.
Yeah, no, most of the year. You have to have babyface champ during parts of the year. It should just be 10 months of heel champ and 2 months of babyface champ, because you don't want to see the good guy just as the dominant person or on top all the time. You want to see them fighting for something.
Right.
It's just it's human nature. You don't want to watch a movie where you're the hero just easily gets through, beats the villains, and whatever.
Superman's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about exactly.
He comes up all the time.
Spider-Man is a much more interesting superhero because he gets his ass kicked a lot.
He's a dumb kid.
He's a dumb kid. He's poor. He's got all kinds of things up against him. Yes. And that's what makes for somebody you want to cheer for.
His uncle was killed.
Yeah,
real bad. Fought the Macho Man in a steel cage.
He did. Fucking Bonesaw. God damn it. Yeah, and Bonesaw was probably the champ.
Bonesaw was ready.
Because he was the heel. Because he was ready.
Bonesaw was ready.
After that, I'm probably missing some backstage stuff because I don't really do notes on those.
That's fine.
Because I don't know the internet is going to go out.
This was a freak thing where the internet dropped and my hotspot wasn't cooperating. So I'm all right, well,
it's fine.
We'll tolerate it.
But you did miss some good wrestling because the next match was Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov, and like I said, my personal Raw televised match of the year so far for 2024. Ilya got so much more offense in than I thought. I was very afraid that they were going the wrong direction with him because of who they had him up against in Braun, and what they've had Braun doing very recently is just annihilating people. Did you see Braun killing Ricochet backstage then?
Oh, I saw that before I watched Raw.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw Samantha run.
So we'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah. This match, just Ilya doing his Ilya stuff. His babyface, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll hurt myself if it's going to mean winning this match. He did the thing where he almost breaks his own arm doing his H-bomb thing. He got a ton of offense, and it was back and forth. It wasn't even all babyface offense at the beginning and then Braun takes over and dominates or whatever. Braun got the advantage after Ilya had it, and Ilya got it back a couple of times. It was real, true back and forth. It felt more like they were building a thing that in 6 months we're going to come back to this, and it's going to be a feud that we can call back to. They had a banger, and Ilya gave you a lot of fucking trouble, and more than anybody else has on the roster.
Now look at his pedigree. Who has he successfully done that to?
Walter Gunther. Yeah, Walter at the time, but Gunther.
Unstoppable Braun Breaker. So he's it's a real issue for big bad motherfuckers.
If they want to do the keep Braun a heel, which they're very clearly doing after this episode, all of the events in this episode, I really, really think it's a good idea to keep Ilya a babyface, because I love him in that role, and it was like magic in this. They are one of those pairings, I think, they're gonna face off a lot in the future in a good way,
right?
Because they have really, really good chemistry, and the characters that they play, the characters they're currently playing, play off of each other very well,
right?
So yeah,
I'm pretty stoked to
Braun wins, but yeah,
go home and watch it.
The WWE World Tag Team Title match, Awesome Truth defeated the Authors of Pain with some bullshit. I forget exactly what happened. I didn't take notes.
No, you're. I don't.
It was a.
I'll tell you what part
Miz
of
roll up.
Was it really?
Yeah. Off some bullshit.
I want to go back. Just looking at what happened. I want to watch the entire Braun Breaker Dragunov match. You've kind of sold me on this Shayna Baszler tag match. I want to go back and watch
because it was a beating.
I just want to hear what Karrion Kross said on the show, and I want to watch pretty much everything else on the show except for the tag team title match. I just want to see what Karrion Kross says.
Yeah, don't watch the tag title match. No. I don't know what Karrion Kross.
No, I'll let you know. I'll text you.
Because I said my notes for WWE is generally just like match and did I enjoy it and why.
But what they've been doing with him, I like. They're trying to split up the New Day to get.
He's doing the getting in Kofi's ear thing.
Yeah,
and I really like him. Like I've said many times, doing everything but wrestling, and that's not even to say that I think he's always going to be bad in the ring. I just think he gets over his skis with his moveset. I think if he scales it back a bunch, he could be very effective in the ring too. So I dig him a lot because everything else is perfect. Yeah. He's got the charisma, he's got the mic, he's got all of it.
When's the last time he wrestled? WrestleMania?
I think there's a reason.
It's on purpose.
Yeah, because he shines in every other avenue.
But also too, like when
he's cool that like the devil in your ear character thing he's doing is cool too. Like it works.
But even when he does wrestle, I don't need him to be great. Like because his character works so perfect.
It won't be as noticeable either if you stop trying to do Will Ospreay moves and shit. Scale it back, make it simple. It doesn't have to be like world beating to be effective.
No,
and especially when you're really good at everything else.
Right.
So just scale it back and don't make it as we've talked about many times. The Paul Heyman special. Accentuate the positives, hide the negatives.
Yeah.
The way you hide the negatives is you just scale back your moveset a bunch and stop trying to do hidden blades. If I don't have that comparison that I'm forced to make when you're doing a hidden blade, you can't really, then I won't make the comparison. Just do a simpler moveset. And I think it'll be a very, very good thing for him.
Yes, it's there's another guy in this company that does a bunch of people's moveset that he gets called out for it instantly. Yeah. So also too, when Buddy Murphy was still in WWE and he was just doing Kenny Omega's moveset, he's spectacular, but everybody's like, he's just doing Kenny Omega's moveset. Yeah, but he's fucking amazing.
And he was absolutely amazing.
So even if you're amazing and
if you're aping from the very best, it's going to get called out even if you're great.
Even if you're great and how you're highlighting, find different ways to be effective. So, yeah.
And like I said about Grayson Waller earlier on this episode, if you're that good at all the other stuff, that shows me that you're putting in a lot of work, in other avenues of what you're. So I trust that you'll be willing to put in the work in the ring too. Yeah. You just need to scale back, at least for now, what you're working on.
Right.
Just make it simple, work real hard on those couple of simple things, and you can come across really good.
Stand out. You don't look like everybody else. Big problem in wrestling these days. Everybody's kind of looking fucking ordinary. And it takes a lot to stand out. So I love Karrion Kross, dude. I fucking love him.
I like him too, and that's why I'm giving him some advice right now. Yeah. I think he could be very good. And I like this. I like the story they're doing. I like they're getting And it's like, it's a beloved tag team, too, that nobody really wants to see break up. And he's doing a good job being the devil on the shoulder.
Also a beloved tag team I think I'm done looking at for a long time. So, like, they're doing something interesting with them and new, where they're not just gyrating and saying New Day rocks.
Yeah, they've
ran their
rolled
course,
them
man.
out there doing the same bullshit. It's like Jon Moxley, man. I like him, too, but I'm tired of his bullshit. Yeah. Like, it's the same shit. It's 5 years. It's the same thing with New Day. Same shit. 5 years running. Like,
right.
With them, it's even longer. Change it up. I don't want them to break up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's cool because that's what the bad guys trying to make happen. So you want me to not want them to break up, but it's something new, which is a good thing for a team that's been doing the same.
Maybe they'll do the
shit.
Kali Ma angle.
We're
really pushing Kali Ma.
I love that scene, and I've been saying Kali Ma Shakti Day Om Nam Shivaya my whole goddamn life. My eyes lit up when you first made reference to it. Main event was main event of the evening. I got there on my own. It was Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. Drew wins straight up 13-minute banger.
Yeah.
Good match. It was Finn and Drew doing Finn and Drew stuff.
Yeah.
Like sometimes with Finn, it feels like they got the cuffs on him a little bit, like hold back. He didn't have that here. He didn't look like super weak or anything in defeat either. It just looked like Drew was a fucking man on a goddamn mission, bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Finn actually looked pretty strong. He kicked out of a couple of situations where it looked like Drew had it won and then got the upper hand, and Drew kind of hit the Claymore out of nowhere. A great one to finish the match, and it was just like hero standing on the hill at the end of the show. Like Drew could have taken his goddamn sword out and held it above his head. People were going nuts for him. It was great.
He should have been hacking people to death with that fucking
yes,
sword.
he should have. The logic would dictate that. Yeah, he should have been.
Got to be a no holds barred match, though.
But this was the Drew McIntyre show. Like the book ended, and he felt like a big giant star hero at the end of it.
Notice how one show bookends correctly, and another show with the right fucking people.
I am 100% convinced after us talking this week that there's different people writing for these shows because they can't be the same person. No. The level of effort, forethought have gone into the things that we're seeing on Raw week to week, and specifically this week, compared to the scattershot bullshit Vince-like booking that we're seeing on SmackDown.
It is very Vince-y.
It's got to be Triple H is just traveling with Raw or whatever, and I think that's where his focus is.
Yeah,
because they got the Netflix deal or something.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. The one show they're trying and one show they ain't. So
it's clear as day.
It's got to be different people.
Yeah,
it's got to be different people.
I agree.
But overall, I thought this was a really, really fun episode of Raw.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a bummer that you had to watch the entire piece of shit show, and then you missed half of one of the better episodes of Raw that they've done this year.
I will go back and watch it for sure.
But yeah, it was really, really solid. I thought, and a nice lead into what's going to be Drew's crowning moment. I think. At Clash at the Castle, which we will be doing a standalone prediction episode 4 that'll be going up at the same time as this, as well as our usual AEW broadcast, which, again, will change for that one. I mentioned at the top of this show, I'm going to be doing a Tell Dave About Collision, because I watched that this week and took copious notes on it and be describing what exactly happened on that show, and then we'll be talking about Dynamite, as always. So check out both the AEW Blue Thunder Pod as well as our special for Clash at the Castle predictions. You can find us on Twitter at Blue Thunder Pod, TikTok, Blue Thunder Pod, Instagram, Blue Thunder Pod, YouTube, The Blue Thunder Pod, and all of the above at BlueThunderPod.com. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next week.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.